Hey, I'm Nashi.
I'm Rezlar.
And I'm Frosty. Welcome back to the Value Pack.
Hold on, I have to gear check Nash right now. Alright, that is some bull jabber. Dude, he CC'd me out of dance. What's happening? Rezlar!
People look at you like you're crazy, and they refuse to admit that it's pay to win, and just scream that it's pay to convenience! It's pay to convenience!
Big money, big money, big money,
Big
money!
money!
Oh shit, we got it! We fucking got it! And welcome everybody to another episode of the Value Pack. Big episode today. A lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff coming here relatively soon. A lot of stuff that is here that we gotta give our opinions on, tell you guys what we think. But before we get to all that stuff, I'd like to thank our lovely patrons. Badgeriana, Britton, Clark, Infrax, Wine, Auscultation, I Has Issues, Jeremy Johnson, Lord Carrot, Mayonite, Minaria, Ponism, Sinvala, Slytech, and Talus Acceptum. Thanks to you guys and everybody else who supports us on Patreon and on our individual Twitch streams as well. We appreciate you guys so very much. So first thing on the list is there is a new class teaser. Well, we'll get to the name in a bit. Frosty, you have it ready to go?
Yeah, before I hit play, I just want to say I miss our old supporter, Small Dick Stole Your Girl.
Small Dick Stole you meant Small Dick Stole Your Girl?
Yeah, dude, I miss him. He was my favorite. All right, here we go. This is we had an event on, I think it was Tuesday. Like Perlibus had a whole stream event where they just celebrated the 5-year anniversary, and they had a couple teasers for us. This was one of them. Here we go.
Soon, the blood-eyed dark invaders will seek out these lands. On that day, I shall make my return from eternity.
There it is. All right, so
New class sage?
here's the
My return.
Here's the thing about this. All right, so I all right, so couple things. One, this is an ability or a spell or something, right? This beginning part, it has to be. I don't know why I would show this. Yeah, the cube basically broken open up with like these waves and auras or whatever, where it's like kind of teal and purple with lines.
Right.
The other thing I noticed about this clip, well, one, obviously the entire thing is slow motion. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's either a spell or his weapon, is a solid point. It could also be his weapon. But it's also a guy. You hear a very deep male voice. The entire thing is in slow motion. And then the other thing is this second clip where you see I guess, what are these, Kratuga mobs? Or are these Gyfin mobs? So,
looks like Gyfin to me.
yeah, you see
More
this
like Gyfin, yeah.
star thing shot through the mob, because a lot of people are like, oh shit, maybe he's one of these golems. But no, this is him killing a golem.
Well, to me, it looks like he like threw it at him and it bounced off of him. That's what I thought it looked like.
Yeah, or that.
It looks like from the perspective that we have here, it looks like it just comes through him because of how the rocks are.
Yeah, it kind of looks how it
The
comes
pieces
through
of
him.
him.
I mean, there's a bunch of ways you could look at it. Could have been it bounced through him, could have been the actual characters on the other side of this mob and threw it through him, or it could be that he threw this thing and then it came backwards.
Yeah.
And
Boomerang?
went through the mob.
Like a shy?
Like a boomerang kind of thing, yeah. Because you see the rocks flying out in sparks. So he's killing this Gyfin mob. He is not this Gyfin mob. And then he also mentions that he'll seek these lands out, or when they seek these lands, on that day,
I shall
make my return. And then he says,
eternity.
from eternity, and it just shows this giant box. So obviously he's trapped in this box. But I think that this class, and the name kind of fits this theme as well, has something to do with time, right? Like slowing time, stopping time, changing time, manipulating time in some way. This is just my theory. I could be completely wrong, but it's also partly my hope, because we don't really have a class that's like time or time hopping
Right.
or anything like that.
Maybe you can roll me back to the day I was picking my first class.
Maybe he can roll you back to before you chose Meiwa. Even more slows. Yeah.
Even more slow.
So. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a rock wizard.
Rock
Dude.
That's what you got out of that?
No, he's saying that because the stupid Shadow Arena.
Yeah.
Chronomancer. How did you? I mean, it's called Sage. Sages traditionally are what in video games? In games you guys have played.
They're more like druids almost. Like not really like time oriented. They're more like druids. Sages are like so like sorcerers and witches and whatnot. Those were always considered like the more youthful and destructive casters. Sages were generally like the more nature oriented. But then like druids became like this widespread thing that took over the whole sage aspect, at least from my perspective and what I imagine sages being. So like sage kind of
Right.
fell off. Druid became like the new nature oriented type class, and sage was never heard from again, kind of thing. So I don't know. That's just what I always thought of sages.
Sages in games you played or lore you've been in, or seen or read. What are sages normally?
Usually, I feel like sages are usually just upgraded wizards. Honestly,
Yeah.
like, isn't that usually the case?
They're normally
Maybe
like
that's why they
support.
updated the wizard defaults to be a younger guy, you know, because they need an old guy for the sage.
Maybe. Yeah, so let's Nyashi first. What do you hope this class is, and what do you hope it is not?
Oh God. Well, I mean, I think the time thing would be pretty cool to see in this game, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to see that because it would be absolute cancer to have my like. Imagine if it was like
Mesmer
something
in Guild Wars.
Yeah, if it was something like Mesmer, like from Guild Wars 2 and whatnot, like that would be pretty AIDS. But something that's like, you remember from League of Legends, the Bard, where their ultimate is they throw the fucking thing and it just like makes a whole area stop in time. That kind of shit would be pretty AIDS too. In a large scale point of view, could you imagine like something like that happening and then like fucking 15 of your guys are like frozen in place, getting literally surrounded before they come out, and then they all just get obliterated? Um, Stuff like that would be pretty AIDS to see in large scale. Um, I don't know. It's
So you're saying you want it to be time based, but you don't want it to be time based because it would be both very cool but also awful to deal with.
exactly. I think it would be really cool for a new experience in the classes that are available, as well as you know, how they would go about it PvP wise, but also pretty cancer how they would go about it PvP wise.
Yeah, when I say Mesmer, I don't mean like an exact replica of what Mesmer does or can do. I just mean like that general idea that it can like manipulate time and space in some way. I think would be interesting. But make it different than what Mesmer was. Everyone that played Guild Wars 2 is like, oh God, I hope it's not Mesmer, because apparently that class was a nightmare to deal with. Rezler, what do you hope this class is, and what do you hope it is not?
Rock wizard.
You hope it is not Rock Wizard, and what do you hope it is? I'm just kidding. Rock Wizard.
What, dude? You got your Sand Mage. Give me my Rock Wizard. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just not much to go off of right now. I really don't think it's going to be a time thing. I think that you're reading a little too much into the slow-mo shots that they put in just because they look cool.
What about the
I don't know.
Eternity
He
line?
even mentions the Eternity. He's going to come back from Eternity when the red-eyed, basically demons invade.
Yeah, but isn't the original witch from which all the witches came from also like an immortal being? And the wizard actually as well. Aren't they both like immortal beings as well? So couldn't this just be another immortal being?
I don't recall
No, they
that, but
became
maybe.
immortal on Suck release.
Yeah, I mean, not wrong, but
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know the lore. I think like, do you not think that that broken open sphere with the colors like has some implication of like time? Or you don't
I
think so
think
at all?
he like
Not
your
really.
specific verbiage was he was trapped in there. I think he purposely put himself away to deal with the threat in the future. Like that's his like sole goal is to constantly
Ooh.
deal with the threat whenever it comes out.
And that threat is Succession Wizard.
Yeah, so now it's coming out. Those red-eyed demons, they've been swarming the world recently. So.
So what do you hope the
Um,
class is not then? What do you like? God, I hope they
Range
don't release a
damage.
class. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Another suck wizard, basically.
I don't even.
Yeah, like
yeah.
everyone has this idea of like, oh well, the real way to deal with Suck Wizard is just you make something more powerful than it to kill it. But it's like two wrongs don't make a right, my guy. Like they taught you this in elementary school. Like it's not good. Like please, not another Suck Wizard, not more range damage. There's already too much of it in the game. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Reslar's like,
that's my
please
thing
no,
too.
stop. And then PA is like, yes, we're gonna release another one.
I think yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I mostly am just hoping that it's not a bunch of range damage. I hope it's probably a caster or a mage of some sort, but I'm hoping it's more mid range and melee range than range.
Could you imagine if they could just easily reset your position in time?
Well,
like,
here's
bring
some
you
cool
back?
ideas because I don't know what other people think about. Like, obviously, like Resler doesn't even think there's time, so some of this is moot. But for me, like some cool ideas, I think that would be interesting is like you know how we have the ice wall on like a 3-minute cooldown or whatever. Like maybe having an ability that's a 3-minute cooldown that kind of works like Hashashin's tornado, except even if you're CC'd, it just pulls you out and reverses like the damage done and debuffs applied to you, and moves you back to where you were when you cast it, like on a long cooldown. Like something like that could be kind of interesting. It would be awful to deal with. I get it. Like everyone, when you think about like, oh my god, that would suck if I catch this guy and then he gets out. But I'm just saying like some ideas like that could be kind of interesting, or setting up
It's almost like they never fought a tamer before.
or like I forget the name of the class or the character in Overwatch where you can set up like a little portal and you and allies could run through it and appear on the other side. That could be kind of interesting.
Symmetra.
Yeah, Symmetra. That could be kind of interesting if also your allies could do it too.
Pretty cool.
Would be
actually.
interesting. I don't know how it'd actually be used in the context of like a node war and stuff, since everything's just brute force damage. But it still would be. It could be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I could see
I don't know.
How upset are you going to be if it is in fact a rock wizard?
I'm gonna be really upset. But wait, here's my last thing, and this was a thing in StarCraft. They had this for a little while, and some other game. Diablo has this too. It would be kind of cool if they could put like a bubble around them temporarily that only slowed the speed of projectiles traveling through it. That would be kind of interesting. Like didn't affect characters or players, but like if you saw like Dream of Doom coming through and you had this bubble up, it slows Dream of Doom down so you have like a second to get out. I think that would actually be insane. And cool. No, if it's a rock wizard, if it's that stupid character from Shadow Arena, I'm just gonna be brokenhearted and sad. That's the laziest, ugliest, lamest design ever. It would be sad.
They're gonna do it for you.
They're gonna do it for me.
Yeah, just because they know it'll make you upset.
No,
No, I think I'm just my main concern though is honestly, like you said, no more like hardcore magic damage dealer, please. God damn it.
yeah,
like-
range damage and slows we don't need.
Yeah, I mean, from the way the trailer sounds, it doesn't sound like it's going to be a support type. Like, I mean, let's be real. Like, there is no real true quote unquote support type here.
Yeah.
Except maybe arguably Shy, but they're not really looked at as being a serious PvP class, even though they are pretty staple in large scale. And but yeah, this seems like a class that'll be something that can handle a threat easily from how the trailer sounds. So it's probably going to be mage oriented, unfortunately, just because of the nature of what we think of as a sage. So I'm just really hoping it's not like some new version of Suck Wizard that we're gonna have to deal with on the regular. It would just make me so sad to see the state of the large scale get even worse. Like it's like hard to imagine how could it get even worse, but they could find a way, I'm sure.
So, what day is this coming out again?
This
The
is coming
24th?
out
23rd?
Wednesday, March 24th.
Oh.
Yeah.
24th.
So, are we expecting it on Global Labs this Friday?
No. They've historically not put classes on Global Labs unless they're already out on a server.
Is that true?
We're gonna
That
get
is
a
true.
hard release.
Historically speaking, they generally do not put classes on Global Labs until they're actually released on a server, on one of the servers. I think that us and NA feel like it's on Global Labs early because a lot of times it's on KR for months before we get it.
Yeah, that's true.
But like Nova was not playable on Global Labs before it was actually out.
Was Hash? I don't think Hash was either.
Hash came out on Global Labs, but it was because it was already out on console and then KR before us. Like everyone got it before us.
Gotcha.
The other thing too is the 24th is so soon. Like this is really, really fast. Like Nova's.
Yeah.
When did Nova's Awakening come out?
It's like they just I feel like they just released Nova and now this new class is coming out.
Nova Awakening came out January 6th. And they announced the new class March like 3rd or 4th or whenever that event was. And it's coming out March 24th. That is really fast. The other thing that's fast about this is it's actually coming out, I believe this season that we're in right now ends on the 31st. So this class is coming out a week before the season is over, which means maybe the Awakening release date will be on the start of the next season. I don't know.
That makes
I mean, this is my only problem with this being released so soon is we're gonna get new character fatigue. I feel, like we won't be able to keep up with the fucking characters that are constantly coming out, and it's just I don't know. It like for someone that doesn't plan on like re-rolling to these classes and whatnot, it's like annoying to have to like deal with a new powerful class like every 3 months that we're gonna have to fucking figure out a way to deal with all the time.
What I don't like. No, do you really feel like Nova is like this impossibly
No.
powerful class that you can't deal with?
No, definitely not. But they're like Hash is a very strong version. Guardian's a very strong version of a new class. Like,
yeah. I mean, are you actually like not able to kill hashes?
no, it's not that.
I don't think that part is like. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just saying from a like thinking about like like from a game design perspective, like it's just a lot like so quick. Like they're focusing on a lot of content that they just released and it's really good, everything's going good, but now they're releasing a new class. It seems really soon.
It does seem soon and fast. See, so here's the thing. I don't have any problem with classes coming out really fast. My only thing is like I need it also to be I need the other classes to also still be addressed balance wise.
Yeah, like
But I don't think that they're like mutually exclusive. I really don't. Maybe they're waiting for the Awakening skills to come out on classes before they actually start doing changes again. But it's been a long time since we've gotten changes.
balance.
So I don't know. To me, it's like
I guess I'm more or less worried about this because they still haven't even addressed the whole wizard situation.
No, they did. They nerfed their 200.
Yeah, did you forget that? Remember when we all started going back to Node Wars again because the 200 got fixed?
Yeah. Did they nerf 200 Meteor, dude? They fixed it.
Yeah.
No,
but
yeah,
no, like that's my main problem though. Is just like it
But
goes
they're
in line with what you were saying.
They're not
Frosty.
going to fix it though. Like at this point, it's time to start recognizing that they're not planning on doing anything about Succession Wizard. Unfortunately, their new goal, as stated at the ball, is that they want to make every other class as powerful as Succession Wizard, which isn't going to happen, and is
That's
just
another way of
corporate
addressing
speech.
the issue. but
They
it's
did
just
not
we.
say that, Wrestler. That's such an
They did say they don't believe in
exaggeration.
They don't believe in
They said they
do
wanna
not
make-
want to nerf classes, that they want to buff classes to the heights of other classes.
Yes, but they did not say that they will not nerf classes. In fact, we know that they will because they have done some nerfs since then. Like
They said they basically prefer to buff.
yes, they
classes.
prefer to buff it. You're just taking that and making it super black and white and saying that they're never going to nerf a class and they want all the classes to be suck wizard. That's not true. They just said they prefer not to nerf classes because getting nerfed feels horrible as a player. And everyone who's been nerfed knows that feeling, and it does feel terrible. They're just pointing out that they want to avoid that if possible.
Right. Which is why they destroyed the only thing Zerkers were good at, Succession Zerkers were good at, and Suck Wizards are still running rampant because they definitely care about how players feel.
Yes, because Suck Zerkers loved the class so much, and now that they don't have their 200%, their class isn't fun anymore. Right? That was the solution to the class, is 200% being good. That was made it fun.
It's not about being a solution to the class. It's about that was like the
Zerkers
thing that
did find
they
it fun
were
to
good at
murder
in large
shitloads
scale.
of people.
It's not, but like those two things are not even related. Like they literally said like the 200% were too strong, and they were. And that playstyle, you've complained yourself that being a 2-minute or a 3-minute class or just relying on ults is not a fun playstyle. But now you're saying they should have kept that for Suck Zerker because that was fun.
I'm saying that nerfing the 200% while leaving Wizard in its state shows that they actually, like, it's all just bullshit corporate speech. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, they are going to say things in a way that covers their ass, but yeah, it is what it is.
Like, they're just saying things to try to placate the masses. They don't actually, like, it doesn't.
Okay, so
it doesn't matter.
if what you're saying is
actions
true,
matter more than their words.
right? So you said they're gonna buff everyone to be wizard level. Which class so far has been buffed to wizard level since they said
No,
that?
I'm saying that they are the ones who said we would like to buff things up to be on the same level instead of nerfing things. If they have no intentions of nerfing Succession Wizard, which it certainly seems that way, then that would mean that they would buff classes to be Succession Wizard level. But what I'm saying is that it's just they're not actually going to do that because for whatever reason they want Succession Wizard on top. It's fucking strange and I don't know why, but they just do. That's why they don't do anything about it, and all they do is give this corporate speech to make everybody feel good about it.
I don't think it's necessarily that they don't want to do anything about it and that they want Wizard to be on top. I think that they just had a number of things that came first down the pipeline, such as new content. They're addressing players' concerns and what they want to see. New content, more group content, and PvE related content was a big thing on the list of things that players wanted to see, and they have since released Hadum servers.
See, I might be willing to buy that.
Widely happily received.
I might be willing to buy that if they didn't say that they looked into why Succession Wizard was so powerful, and that's why they nerfed the 200.
I agree. Succession Wizard has been too powerful for way too long. I'm just saying, like, maybe it's just because of the timeline issues. They just have things that they wanted to address.
But I'm saying they had the time, Nyashi. They literally said that they think that the 200% is why Succession Wizard was powerful in that nerf. Like, they were like, we think the 200% meteor is a little too powerful, and so we're going to nerf it. Yeah, like, that was the result of their looking into Succession Wizard.
But like
they had the time. They didn't
But like
do it.
any gaming company, though, whenever they do an adjustment, they then reevaluate the status. So it takes some time to gather data to see what the status of the class is.
The other thing is, too,
I agree that
6 months ago, everyone said they would never nerf PA, that PA is a staple in the game, and they built and designed the game around PA, and then they went and nerfed PA.
Yeah, it only took them 4 years to do it.
It took way too long. Agreed. And I don't know what to be honest, like, even more than just Suck Wizard changes, like, they're not changing anything. There's just not changes at all. That's my biggest problem. Although Suck Wizard needs to be addressed, but like, there's so many classes. I don't know. The PvE thing is just actually tilting me too, because you need the PvE to be able to make money. And there's like 5 classes that are literally
that are
so
just top tier.
inefficient.
Yeah.
No, not the top tier. It's like the 5 at the bottom are so inefficient that you're just like, you're literally wasting hours upon hours every week compared to your friends in how much extra time you have to grind on those classes.
Yeah, that's true. That is
But
true.
they need to address something with balance. I don't think that they're not ever going to do anything, but it's taking way too long and it's becoming a problem.
I think. All right, so with PA now officially 100% control of our servers and whatnot, I think it's fair to give them a little bit of time, even though it has been a long time, and I've been one that's been waiting for fucking class balance, just like a lot of other classes. I think it's fair to give them an opportunity here to wrap up the things that they've been trying to do first, like the PvE content, like they just did. They got the new skills coming out. I'm hoping, probably misplaced, but hoping that they will be taking a serious look at the PvP related issues shortly thereafter. This is why I'm also concerned with how quickly they're releasing new classes, like in this recent period. With Sage coming out, that tells me that they've had their development team focusing on new class rather than the PvP content. So, I mean,
all right. So how long are you gonna give them before it's like outrageous that they're not making changes? What month?
Well, it's already March, so if we don't see or hear anything by like basically June, I think it's fair to say that we're being overlooked here on our on our concerns.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm going.
They have
I'm
a lot
going
that they're
April.
going to tackle. They have a lot they got to tackle. Like they want to address the desync issues and whatnot with the servers. They want to address a number of things in the game. They are addressing a lot of concerns from the PvE related content as far as like more content being concerned. But yes, you're right. There are still a lot of classes out there that are just getting fucked over right now.
I'm going
it's not fair.
Sunday, April 18th. If we haven't heard anything, that's my birthday.
Sunday,
that's
April
my
18th.
birthday. If we haven't heard anything by my birthday, I'm gonna be pissed.
What would be a valid birthday response so the intern knows what to pass along?
What do you mean?
What's a valid response from PA that would make you happy on your birthday?
Balance changes that are meaningful. Before my birthday, not on my birthday. I don't want them on my birthday. I need them before.
You don't want
birthday.
them on your birthday? But what if you like wake up and that's like what you read? Wouldn't that like really set your day?
No.
No. All
right. Maybe if there's some balance changes in my Easter basket.
Balance changes in your Easter bag. You open up an egg. Wizard's getting nerfed. You open up another one. Oh my god, Kuno PvE buffed.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, while I don't share the exact same rage as Reslar, like in the exact same direction, but I am kind of tilted that they're not doing balance changes in any meaningful capacity for so long now.
Yeah.
Like, and
I agree.
some of them, the thing is that's so frustrating about it is some of them are so obvious. Like, it's different if it's like, if you listen to a Ninja and a Kuno complain to each other about their 1v1 against each other. No, about their like 1v1 against each other. It's like, okay, like a lot of people feel this way, a lot of people feel this way, and it's like there's a lot of clashing ideas on which one is better in 1v1. So how do we balance this? Like that, I understand. That's very difficult and complex, and there's a ton of nuance. But like some of these balance issues of like the classes that are on the weekend and the classes that are way too strong are so blatantly obvious that it's like, why is nothing being done about it for this long?
Yeah.
It's actually insane to me.
I agree.
It's like they literally just completely gave up is more the feeling I'm getting. It's not like, I don't think there's any, like, I don't know. I don't believe that they want Wizard to be stronger, or they want this or they want that. Like, it just, at this point, it's starting to feel like they literally just gave up and they're not going to make balance changes anymore. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating for a lot of people that don't want to play Wizard and Witch in Node War, but they still want to be with their friends in a guild that's strong that Node Wars and Sieges, but they don't want to have to play Wizard or Witch.
Yeah, they're basically like inting their guild by playing a class that's not meta right now.
I asked someone recently, I was like, a friend of mine went to a Siege guild, and I was like, oh, are they going to make you play Wizard? And they were like,
yeah,
well,
that's a common response.
They were like, well, we also have the choice of playing Ranger. And I'm like, dude, that's such bullshit. That's
Yep.
so fucking lame that that's even a thing.
Yep. It is.
It's just
That's,
like, oh.
that's another reason why I don't even bother Node War and Siegen, because they don't want classes like mine.
Dude,
It's like I'm not willing to go and fucking play a class that I really dislike. There's so much dislike that I have for classes like Suck Wizard and whatnot. Like I don't want to be a part of that. I have no desire to be a part of that.
All right. Anyway, this new class is coming out the 24th. I wanted to make a point about the seasonal thing.
Yeah.
Season ends on the 31st, I believe. I think that's what Senny told me. I asked him.
Shit, I never even finished my season.
So I really wonder if that means that the Awakening is going to release with the start of the seasonal server. Or maybe this is just not going to be with seasons at all. It'll be the first class not with seasons in a while.
I think they are trying, like, based on what you just said, I think they actually are trying to target a new season for each release.
Yeah.
They keep seasons fresh and exciting for players to want to dive in and continue doing seasons. That kind of seems like what they're doing. They want to have a new class released at the beginning of every season.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just like, I don't know. It just feels like too quick, maybe, in my opinion. But that's just me.
Someone's saying like that the pre-creation's coming a week before season, but the thing is no season has ever ended and the next season started on the same day. There's always like a period of time between the seasons. Yeah. And this class says coming March 24th. Even if that just means pre-creation is March 24th, that still wouldn't line up with that unless they decide this season ends March 31st and season 2 begins also on March 31st, or the next season begins on the same day. But that would be super. I don't think they've never done that. Not even close. There's usually some time. So I don't know. Yeah. That all that ranting having been said, I'm excited for the new class.
Well, all that negative.
It's my new main. It's everything I want in a class.
I think it's fair to say, at least for me, don't get my rant wrong, viewers. That I'm actually really excited for the current state of the game, as far as like the PvE content, all the big changes they've been doing recently. PA taking over so far has been a really positive thing. But yes, there are issues that need to be addressed. It's like now there's kind of like no excuses. I think that's fair to say, Rezlar and Frosty. Like, you have direct line of communication with us now. There's no middleman. Like, this needs to be addressed. Those PvP issues need to be addressed.
There's no more scapegoat. There's no more, well, the communication between Cacao and Pearl Abyss, you know how things are.
Like, there's many things on the list of topics that need to be addressed, but like what Frosty was saying, like the classes that are really getting screwed in PvE grinding potential is not fair for them. The classes that are struggling versus the meta classes, such as the meta classes being Suck Wizard, Witch, Guardian, and a couple others like Valkyrie, Valkyrie. Those, like, the classes that don't match up to them in like large scale it's ridiculous at this point. So that's all. I just want to clarify that state of the game is definitely doing good. I just don't want any viewers to kind of get the wrong idea from our rant.
Yeah. That
was like a depressing
I know. We're supposed to be excited about the new class. Pearl Abyss, let us be excited about the new class by also making our classes not feel like they suck.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like there's always this shadow overhead,
right?
It's like Hadum servers come out and it's like, dude, this is really cool, and like it's like starting so much like PvP. So like I'm having so many GVGs, right?
You just get reminded that, oh yeah, Suck Wizard's still
yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, hell yeah, dude. There's like another GVG at fucking Castle Ruins, and then you go, and then it's 10 Suck Wizards, and you're like, It's like this shadow that just fucking is just always above literally everything.
Yeah.
It's like even with the new node war changes that like are coming, like I'm really excited to see how the new node war changes like shake things up and how everything turns out and stuff like that. But there's just this fucking shadow overhead where I'm like, how much is it really gonna like change things in all honesty in terms of like the quality of node wars?
Yep. Still have to run my face through 25 suck whiz casting range
Yeah.
abilities on me.
So I don't know. It's just like I am excited for all the new things, but I am also annoyed that the old things that we've been talking about for months, if not years at this point, have still seemingly not really been addressed, is all it is.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, you know, they could, someone had mentioned this before, but they could just give everyone a third tag that just gives them a tagged wizard
Wizard.
for free. Yeah.
Like an auto wizard.
Dude, my name change went through the last maintenance. As soon as I get enough money, I'm gonna be tagging my Suck Wizard and start bringing Nerf Suck Wiz to every war in GVG I go to.
You know,
There
that
you go.
was one thing.
And
There's
then when people complain about it, when people message me and call me a Flare of the Month reroller and that class needs to get nerfed, I'm gonna say you're goddamn right.
yeah, that was one thing. Like I was thinking as an idea. I'm still trying to get other content creators involved with maybe potentially doing this, but you know, like for us streamers, even YouTube content creators, like maybe putting some titles on our streams and whatnot that saying forced to play this class because it's not being addressed. You know, something to just like bring attention to it, because like if a lot of content creators are like doing that, that's gonna look really bad for PA, and they're gonna want to do something about it to make that go away. So the only way to do it is to address it, kind of like force their hand in a way, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on from this dreary topic and let's talk about something more exciting, right? Let's talk about some changes that are coming. So the next thing to talk about is the second half of the Awakening skills have come out on Global Labs.
Mhm.
So if if your class was not included in the first bunch of skills, then you should now have it, right? It's everything now.
Every class was included in this one. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
The balance changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you checked out the warrior one, Rez? Here's the.
Yeah, I
here's the one.
have. It's
Alright.
interesting.
All right, you talk about the warrior one real quick while I buy. I'll be right back.
So
He
I
doesn't
haven't
need to
played
hear your
Warrior in a
commentary on it.
long time, so I really don't know how useful it's going to be. I would have to defer to the experts on that matter. But it seems like it would be pretty good. It's a float. It's like a little dash float, basically. Unprotected, but pretty quick. And you already know that at 144 frames per second plus, that animation's going to get cut down in half and down to a quarter whenever they e-buff. So it's going to be fast as fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure Nyashi's not looking forward to them having another catch, but I don't know.
Honestly, their catches aren't really the issue. It's their grab.
Yeah, well, that's what I
So-
mean. Is that like this is another way for them to try and get you whenever you manage to dodge their grab, which is
It's
like already
unprotected, right?
difficult. It is unprotected, yeah, but
So to me, that actually screams an opportunity. in
this
all
is going to
honesty.
be. I'm telling you, this is going to be another solar flare, but instead of a stiffness, this is going to be a float. This thing is going to go so fast. Whenever
Yeah.
warriors have 5 attack cast speed, and they have fucking 144 frames per second. God help
What's the
you.
distance
they have to
traveled
be
on
buffed
it?
up.
Is it pretty far? Is it
It's
is
a-
it actually
it's a-
like solar flare?
It's about
It's-
solar flare without the head chase, maybe.
I would say it's around the same distance as a head chase. Like, whenever you head chase into solar flare, you basically go double distance. This is basically just a head
Head
chase,
chase.
I would say.
Well, that's not too bad.
So
Yeah, in
you're
terms of
saying
movement,
it'll
it's not
actually
bad.
be used as an engage, Rez? You think?
no, I think this is going to be one of their catches that they just try and nab people with really quickly. Whenever their grab is on cooldown. But like I said, I haven't played Warrior in a really long time, so I'd have to defer to the experts on this one. But I think I imagine that this animation is going to get cut down a lot when you're playing in RuneScape mode, 144 frames per second or more, and then God help you if they have their e-buff up.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really, really fast ability. So,
Let's see that. I wonder how the damage is, like, once it comes to live server, I'm curious how the damage actually will be on a refloat with the air attack damage, because it's not like super
Yeah.
hard hitting skill, 1100% times 4, but you never know with air attack. Sometimes these little skills actually hit pretty hard.
Yeah, well, we just don't know the PvP damage reduction. That's the problem.
Yep.
I think since it's unprotected, it might be a skill that I can actually use as an opportunity to CC him for once.
right.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, bless you.
Sorry.
I'm not upset about them getting ability. That would be unfair. That's just
I think this ability is fine. I think this one's like a pretty mediocre. I don't know. It's
yeah. I'm not really too worried about this particular ability. Is all I'm getting at.
To me, it just depends on how fast it's going to be once it
Yeah.
actually comes into the Warriors. Once it gets into like a Sphero or a McHands or, you know, whoever's hands that is like really optimizing their play, right? Like, because this could
yeah.
be, I feel like this could be scary if that animation gets cut down if it's put into the right hands.
I agree.
But it's definitely not busted.
So I'm going to go down the whole list, since there was also basically every single class that got released last week also got a change. So I'm just going to read those off as well. Because the Ranger's like a frontal guard AoE ability, and they changed it in this patch, so you can now use it after Breezy Blade, Flow Rushing Wind, or Waltz, which is kind of nice. Adding a few more options.
How do Rangers typically feel about that ability?
I mean, it depends who you talk to, but I don't know. Some people, I feel like people undervalue how good frontal guard is, especially for trading.
Yeah.
But I think when in the right hands on good players after they're used to it, it's going to be a really strong ability. It hits very hard. It has a big AoE, and it's relatively fast when used as like a flow. Sork got some
It's kind of
changes.
interesting how they're doing that to a lot of the class's skills. They're adding that like functionality where it's like it's a skill that you want to use after other skills. Like not every class, but a lot of them, if not most of them, are getting that kind of functionality.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get into this. I do have I'm going to try to be positive about the Kuno one, but I'm going to be sad about it at the same time. All right, Sork got a couple changes to theirs. They can now use it from Pre-Awakening. They can now link it together with Shadow Eruption, and they can also cancel the ability in 2 portions, either after the first hits, before the second hit begins, or at the end of the second hit. They have a couple options to not be stuck in it. The down smash has not been changed. It's still 100% no matter what CC you use. Berserker Flow Ground Cry has been changed slightly as well, so now you can it can be linked after using Blasting, which skill the second hit of Blasting has also been changed to link while using Devastation, so you can use it right after Devastation, and it now can be linked to Flow Split Shot, and then they changed the random thing too. That was from when landing from a high place to a low place using Predatory Hunt. The bug that prevents continuous activation has been corrected. Congratulations. Maybe you can hop around that tiny slope in Battle Arena without getting CCing yourself.
Yeah, bug number 4,326 has been fixed. Let's go.
Woohoo!
Knocking
them down.
The Tamer one changed, so you can now use Leaves Dropping or Flow Gust at the end of the ability, so they can cancel it a little bit faster. I still think it's not fast enough. It needs to be cancelable slightly sooner. I was testing this. They described this ability as a quick catch to use after something like Moonlight, and it still cancels too slow for that to be realistic. So that needs to change, and then you can go into All-Around Spinner. I do actually like this skill as a combo ability, though. I think it's actually super good filler. Musa. So Musa got a new skill. Musa's
this Global Lab patch was actually for Musa specifically.
Yeah, this is a big day for Musa's, dude.
Oh my god, the day of reckoning has come for all those would-be classes.
So this is the way they describe it. Awakening Musa focused on options after Crust Crusher. The added this skill, I don't know the name. It says Choksa or Chioksa. Skill can be used in quick connection after Crust Crusher. You can use Flow Foul Play to deal higher damage after Crust Crusher, and use the reticle skill when used respond opponent's attack. In addition, by allowing it to be activated when using Fiery Angel, it is possible to cause an abnormal condition according to the situation or to attack the opponent as a defense decision. The wording is so poor, but it has a few flows. You can use LMB after backflow or forward chase to instant cast it. You can also use RMB after Crust Crusher or Fiery Angel, and you can hotbar the ability. So the ability is 2 hits, 1376 times 3, 2 hits, 50% crit. It has super armor, down attack, damage reduced in PvP. It's a 7-second cooldown, and it also gives Musa's 9% accuracy buff upon using the skill for 10 seconds. So the one thing...
No hit required.
The one thing that Musas have been complaining about and asking for forever is some accuracy, and they now got a fat accuracy buff with this, and 9%, like Nyashi, 9% is huge. Like, this isn't 3%, this isn't 4% or 5%. 9% is so much accuracy.
That's 9 extra hit rate, essentially, right? I think that's how those end up working.
Yeah. Also, the skill has a few ways to cast it faster or to just use one of the 2 hits, which is actually really nice.
Yeah, just like the Meowa's one.
Yeah, and so just upon looking at the skill, I already saw a lot of Musas complaining that they'll never use the skill except for buffing because it does no damage and it's too slow.
Well,
I tested.
They literally will have no reason to complain then if they never use it.
Yeah, I tested this skill with another Moose in VA, and it 100% is a hard-hitting skill, and it's fully protected, and there's a bunch of ways to use it, like, quickly. So you don't have to do the long animation, although the long animation really isn't that bad, because it's still, both the hits hit pretty hard.
And it's super armor.
And it's super armor.
What the fuck is the problem with it? You know, like, I don't understand.
And most importantly, it's literally the thing that they've been asking for 20 years.
Well, this is the thing. They won't use it. They won't use it because now they
for.
won't have that narrative anymore. You know, it's gone.
Well, I think the thing that they have to realize, or that Mooses need to realize, or any class, because Striker, I'm going to get to them in a second, because they have a buff like this too now. That 9% accuracy is buffing your entire combo. Like, every single skill throughout your combo is going to be buffed as long as you have this buff up. And it's relatively easy to maintain this buff, since the cooldown is 3 seconds shorter than the actual duration of the buff. So you can actually pop this and potentially catch someone and still use the ability in a combo as well. So it's really, really nice.
And super armor. So
and super
it's
armor.
not like you can get caught while buffing.
Yeah. Meiwa. Flow Frostflower skills changed as follows. It has been changed so that it can be activated even if it is not after a certain ability. It has been changed. It has been improved to smoothly link after Sticky Snowflake. After one hit, it has been improved so that it can be smoothly linked with Forward Chase and Sleet Steps. A down smash effect has been added to the additional hit, and it has been improved so that it can be slowly connected with Flow Moonlight Dash. Now, actually, how's these Meiwa changes feel?
Pretty great for that skill, honestly. Like, after getting the Global Labs, testing it out, it transitions between skills so much more smoothly. You have no need for the hotbar anymore because you can just freely use the skill. If you're in Awakening, it's SE. So it's really nice, very, very nice changes to the skill for sure. The down smash is nice, but it's only on the second hit. So if you can easily cancel the skill into only doing the first hit, and probably recommended in a lot of combos to do that. But so be mindful if you're trying to utilize the down smash, you have to do the second hit. Naturally, down smashes on Meiwa isn't as reliable. Definitely possible to pull off, but really low chance to actually make use of them. But yeah, I mean, overall the skill still hits hard. They haven't nerfed the damage yet, so that's a good sign. 30% accuracy skill. It's transitioning between other skills much more freely. The one where it says that it's made it so that it's smoother transition or able to be canceled after Moonlight Dash, that's still like slow. Honestly, it doesn't feel like there's any sort of change to that at all. So that one I'm a little confused about, but beyond that, everything else is great.
I was in call with
Still not protected,
Nayashi.
though.
I was in call with Nayashi while he was using this ability, testing it out, and he said that this actually makes him want to try making Awakening Meiwa when it comes to live. He might actually save an Awakening preset on his little bar.
I already do have
No one believes you.
presets on my bar.
No one believes you.
No, I just don't have a Pendani. That's the only reason why I haven't been playing Awakening at all.
So would you be
Honestly, like,
willing to trade the 30% accuracy? I'm back. Sorry about that.
No, you're
Welcome
good.
back.
We're gonna have to use the VOD for this one.
Yeah, I was answering your question. I assumed you meant the 30% accuracy for protections.
Right. Yeah. Would you trade off the 30% accuracy for super armor?
Yeah, I was basically answering that saying probably not. I think because if we took off the accuracy, the skill would essentially do no damage. In all honesty, because I doubt they'd give us even a small amount if we got the protections. So
Right.
I think Awakening could probably get away without it being protected, because you can do some really quick chip damage with it. If someone's already low and you catch them on the outskirts, you could probably like do a quick CC, do the ability, and then dip out because Chase and Sleet Step now connect with it really well. So if someone tries to peel you off while you're using that skill, you could probably get out of it, unless they're like obviously the right when you do it. So there's that. It's just a skill you don't use when there's a bunch of AoE thrown around, you know? And it's a combo, it's more of a combo oriented skill. It's not really necessarily meant to like throw it out and just do some damage to somebody.
All right, on to Valkyrie. Valkyrie got a new awakening skill. Valkyrie's awakening skill is they say it's a skill that can continue to damage, retribution or divine smash. Also, the skill can be linked more quickly after the sting-like skill. So this one I didn't get a chance to test myself. I just asked a couple Valks their opinion on the ability, and they said that the damage is actually very good if you let all 3 hits cast. That it feels relatively fast considering what it is, and having the forward guard like just chip damage is kind of nice, and it flows really well in some combos. I haven't heard any of the Valks actually complain about it yet, but you know, you never know.
You never know. There's always one.
This animation looks really cool to me.
Mina was.
It looks kind of like all their other fucking spear abilities, or like lance abilities.
Mina was archiving complaints from Moose's in the Discord. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but it was pretty funny.
Wait, what did he say?
No, the EU Mina. She was taking screenshots of Moose's complaining and posting them in the Discord, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, they do that.
They do that.
It's their thing, you know? Like, they don't know what to do if a good thing actually happens, you know? So they revert to their instincts. So many Mooses are gonna comment like, "Oh, Narashi's a blader trader."
A blader trader. I like that.
Blader trader.
A blader trader. Yeah, the Valkyrie one. I wish I had more information on the Valkyrie one. I think protected damage is kind of cool to help them in Node War and Siege and stuff. But I don't know if it like fixes what they feel their problems are. But I do think it's a pretty decent skill. It's usable. All right, Kunoichi one. The Kunoichi one, it says Kunoichi's added Raining Moonlight skill by pointing the direction in a shape that can cause great damage at a wide range of other than, and there's a word I don't know. A skill that can be used as a main force in Awakening state has been added, allowing sufficient damage to be inflicted even when linking skills. So this last sentence is crazy. The allowing sufficient damage to be inflicted when linking skills. So this skill doesn't do any damage in PvP or PvE when I was testing, and it's very slow, and it has no cancels or flows. It doesn't flow into or out of anything. It's just a pure standalone ability with a really slow animation that doesn't do a lot of damage. But I do think that the skill looks really cool, and it does have a big AoE, and it is super armor, so that's cool. And I do think, because looking at all these other classes like Meiwa, Tamer, Zerker, Sork, Ranger, every class got changes the following week, so I suspect that Kuno will get some skills to flow into and out of it. Because right now, like, the biggest problem with it is it's just it's so ridiculously slow. It doesn't give you a buff. It doesn't give you anything. It's like so slow that like you really don't need to use it. And Kuno has a lot of super armor in Awakening. So super armor is not really an issue on that
Yeah,
class.
you actually do have a pretty decent rotation of super armors.
Yeah, Kuno can stay in super armor for a very long time. So this skill doesn't really benefit them in any way. It just, I think if as long as the damage numbers are kind of looked at a little bit for PvP and the skill gets sped up by some stuff, it'll be all right. The AoE is nice. The animation looks really cool. It's like a mash of, it starts off with like the Delighted Blast animation, and then it goes into block jump, and then Dance Macabre, and the way like the disc kind of moves forward, and then Spin Spree for the last hit. It's like all 4 skills combined. But yeah, right now it's really slow, and I don't know, I'm kind of, that's what I was going to say, Rez, when I was like, well, I do have one thing sad to say. I was looking through, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to think if any of these, the Whiz Witch ones might be the only other ones. But excluding Whiz Witch, because those ones are obviously like standalone abilities, Kuno is the only class out of everything except for Whiz Witch that doesn't have a single ability that flows into or out of the new skill. Which I find very strange.
Yeah, that is very weird. Considering all the other classes got transitions, like.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with it when it's done. I do like the animation, though.
It's
I think the animation
definitely a
looks cool.
likelihood that it's just not done with its development yet. That's all.
Yeah. All right, on to Ninja. Ninja has added a new skill called Bound of Flash, skill to inflict damage to unfinished opponents with powerful skills. Lead Dragon Lantern skill is powerful, but the rest of the skills were insufficient to fill the damage amount of Lead Dragon Lantern if you could not hit the opponent. To compensate for this part, the border touched by the Flash was enabled to inflict powerful damage over a wide range. This description doesn't make sense for what this skill actually is, but the skill is like, you can actually use it as a stiffen. It's pretty fast. And then it disengages into an iframe after, and then you can cancel out of the end of the iframe into Ghost Step. There's a little bit of an opening before you can use Ghost Step, so if you are being hit by something after the disengage, you can be CC'd between the disengage and your Ghost Step. But this skill I found doesn't do really much damage at all, so I don't know why it says it's used to inflict powerful damage over a wide range. It feels like it does 0 damage. I do think good ninjas are going to use it for style points, and there will be some instances where you can use it as a disengage if you time it properly after like a combo, but I don't think this skill is going to be super impactful in the kit. This skill and the warrior one to me feel like, because the kits are so strong. I mean, obviously like Whiz Witch kind of negates it in large scale, but just individually, the kits are so strong, it feels like they didn't know what to give them that wasn't going to be too strong, so they just gave them, like, style point skills.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, like, originally, like, the Maywell one I was looking at as just, like, a style point style skill. Like, kind of, like, you know, interesting to use and change it up, but not really, like, super important to use. And in probably most cases, people opt for doing like Sticky Snowflake BSR over it. But yeah, it's definitely something that, like, I could see that for other classes too. Like those just being style skills.
Yeah. Okay, Witch. New Awakening skill that can be acquired level 59. Alright, so this one is literally just 2 lightning bolts from far away. 1089 times 5, 2
Range
hits.
damage, yay!
50% crit rate, accuracy 20%, forward guard, air attack, down attack. This skill, even though, yeah, range damage, I actually don't mind this one that much, because if this means a witch is going to play Awakening instead of suck, I'd much rather that. So I'm okay with this range damage, to be honest. I tried to test this damage in PvP. It's bugged on Global Labs, and the actual skill does not interact with people. So if I got hit by the skill...
That's an interesting bug to have.
Yeah, it was very weird. So like the lightning bolt would hit me like twice. It didn't even make my character flinch, move, take damage, or anything. It was like I wasn't there.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I didn't get to test the PvP damage, unfortunately, but I imagine it probably hits like pretty all right, and it flows relatively quickly after Voltaic Pulse. I just need to see if it it has air attack on it, and I'm curious if one of the hits, like Cindy was bringing this up too, if you can use it quickly after detonative flow, there's a chance you get an air attack on the first hit.
Interesting.
Which would make it pretty nice.
Kind of bursty.
Yeah. But yeah, that's skill. It's pretty like bare bones, like generic, just range 2-hit skill. There's no CC. It has forward guard. It doesn't seem like a nuke. It seems more like chip damage to me, but I guess we'll wait and see.
And what's the cooldown on it? 9 seconds?
7 seconds.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty safe node war ability. Also, one thing I do like about it, it does not have a slow on it.
Yeah.
So if they're using this instead of lightning from pre-awakening, I can live with it.
Everyone's benefiting.
And before it's a tier 3 skill and they just put slows on it with add-ons.
That's true, but even 7%, I'll take that over fucking 30 or 40. All right, Wizard, new awakening skill. This one is interesting to me because they mention the Hellfire ability, that they get a lot of complaints about Hellfire, that you have to move before doing the damage. So they literally copied Hellfire and just made it a stationary ability where all the hits hit in one place.
Yeah.
It's super armor instead of forward guard, and it has no CC. Does have down attack, applies a burn, has good accuracy, 100% crit, 7-second cooldown. Your thoughts on this one, Rez, being a resident ex-wizard player?
I don't know. It's another thing to add to the super armor rotation, but the thing is that like I don't know. Unless you're like really geared, you're probably just diving in and dying instantly as an awakened wizard. I mean, even with PA, you just have to be so hella geared to not just get instantly bursted while you're doing your SA rotation.
Do you think this helps single target combo at all?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I'm just kind of disappointed that it's another super armor skill. I was really kind of hoping that it was going to be like a frontal, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. More super armor, I guess. Sure, fine. I don't know. Super armor just doesn't feel good right now. At least not in large scale. Like in 1v1, sure. But in large scale, super armor is just like you're just kind of getting slowed and then dying. So, I don't know. And this doesn't solve the overall issue with Awakened Wizard, which is why are you playing Awakened Wizard when Succession exists? So, I don't know. It's nice. It's another thing to add to the rotation. I haven't seen the damage or heard about the damage on it yet, so I don't know if it's like high damage, low damage, etc. The cooldown's pretty low, which is nice. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to convert any suck wizards to go back to Awakening, but for the people that are the homies out there that are still playing Awakening for some reason, I'm sure they'll appreciate this and be able to use it in a good way.
Yep. The Dark Knight skill got changed a little bit. They can now use it after No, you can use Trap of Vidir quickly after using the ability. You can now use the ability after Spirit Hunt or Trap of Vidir as well. And then they fixed the bug where there's a stun applied to the last hit if you did the forward movement. So that's pretty alright. Alright, here we go. This one is the one that is most baffling to me of all of the skill changes this entire Global Lab week. Striker. So it has been improved so that can be activated even after the state of power armor. I'm not sure what that is referring to. It can be activated after the massive suppression, flow mass destruction skill. So you can use after mass destruction. It now links after Hellbreak and Echo Spirit. It now has a 10% down attack damage buff for 10 seconds upon using the ability. And it has a defense decision change from front guard to super armor. They fixed a bug where the description of the floating effect was incorrect. So this ability went from frontal guard to super armor, which is kind of opposite of what Reslar was saying. Like for me, don't like this for the opposite reasons. The frontal guard, if they're actually using this for frontal guard, gives them an opening for a lot of classes to actually catch them. And now that it's going to be super armor, I don't know how. Now they just have more super armor to stay completely protected. But the down attack damage for 10 seconds is the thing that is baffling to me, because striker damage is like the absolute last thing they are complaining about is their damage, and somehow they got a damage buff for basically their entire combo.
Yeah, for striker, it's kind of the opposite, right? The more SA that they get to just kind of rotate and linger and all that stuff, the better for them in 1v1s at least. So that's a really that's kind of crazy, actually.
I feel like this
Like,
down attack was
that's definitely changes that skill to be one of the most broken of the new awakening skills.
Yeah, this one is this feels like it was supposed to be on Mystic. They accidentally put it on Striker. Like, this change would make perfect sense on Mystic. He'd be like, oh shit, they recognize that Mystics are complaining about their down attack damage, and like that their combo damage really isn't that high, or they have to do like extremely long combos, where Striker like literally can stun you and then grab you and just like 3-skill you no matter their gear. Oh my god, I cannot believe they got this. It's insane. So yeah, the Striker one just became insane. Their down attack damage boosted by 10%. It's kind of nice.
Kind of busted.
Power armor refers to gauntlet, so they can cast it from pre-awaken too. Okay, there you go. So they can use it in pre-awakening as well. And it's also it's a buff you get on use, not on hit. So it lasts for 10 seconds. Cooldown of this skill, I believe, is like 6 seconds, or it's pretty low as well.
Can you linger it at all?
It doesn't have a linger. It does not have a linger.
Oh,
no.
it doesn't?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't have a linger.
That'll be next patch.
That'll be next patch. The Mystic one now flows after Mass Destruction. That's the only real change to that one. The Lawn one got a couple of interesting changes. They made it so you can link it while using Deadly Dance. You can use it right after pretty quick. They changed it so you can use the 2-hit after certain abilities. You can now link after using Tailspin, Flow Vice, Bleeding Hearts, Mangler, Bridal Despair. And after using the skills, have been improved to link smoothly to Bleeding Hearts and Deadly Dance. And then the first hit crit chance changed from 25% to 100%. So like, these lawn changes is why I feel confident that the Kuno one's probably going to get changed next week too. Just because, you know, I don't know. They're changing a lot of the ones that seemed either like not that interesting or not that crazy. Well, except for this. Well, the Striker one wasn't that interesting last week. It was just like kind of filler quick damage. Now it's like a mainstay. Now it's a staple of their combo. So that's the lawn one. And then the Archer one is fascinating. And I surprised to me. I honestly thought they were probably just going to do some generic mid-tier damage ability. But instead, they gave them it's an 8-second cooldown ability that moves you forward. Your character turns his face backwards and shoots backwards. But it's an iframe moving forward and the super armor on the end of the animation, and it does like linger for a good 0.3 seconds, 0.4 seconds at the end of the ability. So an iframe movement with no collision that becomes super armor at the end. I guess you could compare it kind of like Ghost Step, but further distance. And it does just a tiny bit of damage, has some crit, and recovers MP on good hits. Your thoughts on this one, Rez, coming from being an Archer player yourself?
I'm happy with it, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. I think I said this last week that I was hoping that they would get like some more movement, or another iframe to like better deal with
Answer
kiting.
both those.
Yeah, and to better deal with kiting people, because like the one thing that I noticed whenever I was playing Archer that they struggled with like absolutely the most is like whenever you're fighting like a guardian dude, it is just so impossible because you just have to try to break their block essentially. So and just run away from all of their slows. It's just a really annoying fight. And so things like that would help in those regards. And so I'm pretty happy
Imagine-
with it.
Imagine
Again,
how it feels being a class that can't break their card.
Again, I am not an expert. Even when I played Archer regularly, I always said that I'm not an expert. And if you want a good Archer's opinion that still plays Archer currently, as far as I'm aware, go talk to Morse. because he will give you the actual opinion that matters.
General Death.
General
haven't-
Death.
I haven't heard from Moors about this, but I heard from other people that said they talked to Moors and that Moors is excited about this ability.
Yeah,
I'm surprised by that response. I figured he'd probably be upset because it's not a melee in your face ability.
No, it is. It is. It's like a melee iframe. It like lets him stay melee, safe. Like,
and I'm
stay safe in the
assuming
melee
that you
range.
could turn it because it kind of is broken up into two halves, and I'm assuming you could probably like turn it
Mouse move, turn
like
it or
throughout the
something.
skill. No, probably
Yeah.
just with your camera. Honestly, probably don't even have to mouse move.
I'll have to hit him up. See how he
But I'm
actually
pretty
feels.
like I don't think it's enough to make me go try Archer again. But I don't know. It's pretty. I like it honestly.
The skill's all Meiwa really wanted. It's iframe movement ability that ends in SA.
Yeah.
Oh, Meiwa's would have been so excited.
Yeah, we would have been pretty much fucking ecstatic on that front. For sure.
Just they would have been fucking.
Shy.
Oh, I got a response from Liger on the warrior ability, by the
Okay.
way. But
What are his
Okay.
thoughts? I heard it was mostly negative responses on the warrior ones.
let me see where to go. Sorry, I'm also messaging Morse. He said he's not too sure how he feels about it. Honestly, it seems a bit clunky, but knowing how warrior is, it could probably find some new cancels in the kit.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't seem protected or look like it does big damage. We'll have to see though. Liger will come up with something. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, he said it's good on trial characters.
Morris's response.
What?
Morris's response is hilarious. He did the gaming emote where this fucking Pepe walks in with his colored chrome glasses with thumbs up. Hold on, let me send this shit.
That was his response to you asking
This
him what
was
his
his
thoughts on the new
response.
ability were.
Yeah. He's like, hell yeah. He's like, the new iframe is sweet. Hopefully it actually works because Tactical Strike sure doesn't.
Oh my god. All right.
I mean,
No, I rolled my eyes. All right, Shy.
I mean,
Yeah. Ask Meiwas if they wish they had tactical strike versus nothing.
Yeah.
All right,
actually
Shy.
honestly not sure what Tactical Strike is, but yeah.
Shy got a skill, which
You know,
I'm
I'm starting to change my opinion on Meiwas because it seems they don't need to learn what any of the other classes do to find success in PvP. It's kind of interesting.
I just don't know the names. I know what they look like. I just personally don't actually sit down and learn the names of the skills. The only ones I like truly know the names of are the ones that are most egregious that I have to deal with all the time. Meteor, for example.
You know me. Oh,
Voltaic.
fantastic. You know Meteor. You're an expert.
I'm an expert now. I know all the big ones, boys.
You're a goddamn expert, dude. All right.
Oh shit.
Let's talk about this Shy one. Can I just give the first of all, don't play Shy, people.
rough.
Don't do it.
I
dude.
just spit my drink all over the place.
Don't do it. Okay, so they have this ability that for a duration of time, it basically augments their other abilities to change a little bit. So, for example, do it better, summer rain, time to shine, shout out, blah, 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 increases the area of effect. And the way the song is delivered changes on Misty Haze, Delusive Light. Super Armor does not apply. The way the song is delivered changes. And then Forest Echoes, Sun's Fury, and Earth's Trample, you can move while playing. So the most annoying one here is that stiffness that they stand in RBF right in the dead center of the arena. They can now move around with that shit while this buff is
Jesus.
active.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
That's the
More
most
cancer.
annoying one. Some of the heals are kind of interesting, or like the ones where they target players. It seems that they can change some of the animations to be ranged. So I don't know. It'll probably make the Shies a little bit more useful in Node War and Siege and stuff, and a lot more annoying in RBF.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think technically they can move with their bubble as well now, so that's good. They can bubble to trap you inside and then just drag you around. It's fantastic.
Drag you around.
Guardian.
Oh
The new
Fucking-
Guardian. Yeah.
They're just fucking kidnappers now, like 100% kidnappers.
Yeah,
Which is funny considering they're kids.
Yeah.
true.
The tables have turned, I suppose.
All right, so the Guardian one, I spoke to Amortat about this. He says it's fucking insane. It does so much damage, and he cannot believe it. It's nuts. And he's so happy
just
about
what
it.
they didn't
And he's
need.
so happy about it, and then it feels so good in
course he is.
PvP
Of course he
and
is.
PvE. No, realistically, this skill, he was complaining that the damage isn't enough, and that it's a little bit too slow in a combo. And since it's a bound, you have to use it after either after you're already at the CC limit or just not at all, because
You actually baited me into that. I thought
yeah,
he was
no,
actually
he
feeling
didn't
that way.
actually like. He was kind of unhappy with it. I think it's one of those ones too that it feels like it's a really simple bare bones skill, and they haven't done a lot to it. So I'm sure it's gonna get changes next week. But I don't know. To me, it looks kind of like it's a Searing Fang replacement, like their old Searing Fang. So if they don't want to, or if they have cleansing on cooldown or something, they can use this instead. Maybe the PvP damage isn't enough. I don't know if I trust Amortat because his feeling on PvP damage is like he also thinks cleansing and God Incinerator do no damage. So you know, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. But it might need to be changed. It might not be enough damage. I think all they wanted. I talked to a few Guardians, Amortat and my friend Mocker, and one of the things that they just really wanted was like single target damage for like a combo for 1v1, something reliable that's like bursty and quick.
Oh, they
I mean,
want to
what?
burst.
Yeah,
abilities
just for one, not for like large scale or anything. Just something to like kill a single whatever.
Would it be okay if it was unprotected?
Yeah, no, the unprotected part's fine. They don't
Okay.
care that this is unprotected. They just hate that it's a little bit slow, not cancelable at the end of it, and even the bound I think would be all right if you can use it if it actually did damage, because they could just use it after the second CC.
Well, it's
Gotcha.
only unprotected for the actual damage part of it, right?
No, it's unprotected for the whole thing. This skill is a flow. It's not a standalone skill. So in order to cast it, you have to do your dash or cleansing flame. It has you can't use the ability separate. You can't hotbar it. And there's no keybind.
Wow.
So that's why you see in this animation he iframes first, because he's actually using his normal iframe and then casting the skill. Yeah.
See, I thought the iframe was a part of it. I was like, I thought it was half iframe.
No, that would be busted. I hope they don't do that. Please don't give them a fifth. They don't
That's
need a
what
fifth
I was
iframe.
like.
yeah,
that's
they
why I
literally
was
don't
kinda
need
like-
any more iframes.
I was like, dude, they actually gave our Guardian another iframe. I'm having a stroke. Like, what the fuck?
No. Hash
That
Sheen.
is
Yeah?
probably the strongest defense. Does not need another fucking defensive tool.
All right, so Hashashin got it's I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's basically Sand Slicer in Awakening. Forward Q is the keybind, which is kind of strange, a little bit awkward, and I think you can hotbar it as well. But basically it's a scoot forward, does a tiny bit of damage. It's not like too much. I think it's okay filler, and it's a float, so maybe in a combo if they resist SR and B, you can use this as well as like a backup plan in the middle of your combo. And the only real interesting thing about it is that it doesn't use stamina. It's not protected. It doesn't use stamina. It's a 4-second cooldown, so it's kind of like Sand Slicer and Awakening, but doesn't use stamina. I don't think Hashes really wanted this. Like I don't main Awakening Hash, so I can't speak to it as much as some more experienced Hashes, but I think a lot of Hashes were disappointed that they didn't get like a quick bursty Node War ability. But I don't know. I think that my stance on this one is that if they ever buff Ensnaring Sands to actually be a good skill, then this skill fits fine in the kit. But if they never change Ensnaring Sands, then this skill doesn't really make a lot of sense because they just need like a bursty damage ability. I don't know if that makes sense, but so
Which
Sand
one's
Slicer
Ensnaring Sands?
that's their Shift LMB one, where it's like they slowly cause a bunch of dust and then the snakes come up and hit the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, Hash Sand Slicer is the one where they kind of like dash forward and hit, like go bring their swords apart from their chest outward, like in Pre-Awakening. It's like a little scoot forward. I don't know. It's an okay skill. I don't know. It doesn't fill any voids though. Is the weird thing about it. It just feels extra. Nova. Nova's Cruel Ring skill has been added. So this one is interesting. So it's made possible to attack in conjunction with Freezing Ring, Cleave Ring. And if that damage amount is insufficient with previous skill, you can continue to attack. So this one is weird because it's actually a very big AoE, a conal AoE in front of them. It's a bound on good hits. It's not protected. It really doesn't do much damage in PvP. I think it does okay as filler damage in PvE. But their PvE damage was already pretty fine, so I don't know. It also doesn't really fill any voids. I think most Novas were kind of disappointed with it. Either it needed to be just protected damage, or the CC on it needed to be a stiff, a stun, or a float. Like something that's actually like usable. Like a bound is just such a rough CC. I don't know. Like
yeah,
the way
bounds are just super unreliable these days. And they're just short CCs in general.
the way Nova skills work in the combo, like if you did land a bound with this, you're not really going to be able, you have to just re-CC immediately. You don't really have time after this ability to do some damage and then re-CC, so this bound doesn't really fit their kit very well. But I don't know. I guess in like a group fight, if you run up and cast it, you can get a bound off some people, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a peel ability. It's kind of what it seems like, but it really doesn't do much damage. It like kind of hits for nothing. Which is weird because the numbers, like that's the thing with some of these skills. Like this one's 1031 times 6, and for how quick it is, I'm kind of surprised it does no damage. The Kuno one like actually blows my mind. It's 1141 times 7 with 30% crit, 11% accuracy, and it does not do any damage. It does about 1/3 the damage that Spin Spree does, but it takes exactly as long as Spin Spree to cast. So it's like just really low DPS. What's the other one that seems like should do more but does nothing? Oh, the Guardian one. The Guardian one too. Like the actual damage numbers on the Guardian one are also insane. Like 1439 times 6 is a lot. And it probably will do a lot in PvE since it has 100% PvE crit, but in PvE for it to not do much damage is kind of weird. Like
Yeah.
another instance of we need the damage in PvP reduction number shown in our tooltips.
Yeah.
Like really, really badly. Really, really badly. Yeah. So, all right. That's the awakening skills. I do think all the classes that got a new awakening skill this week, you'll probably see some changes next week. Every other class got a bunch of changes, so yeah, expect changes next week.
When do you guys think we'll get the new abilities?
Probably in about 2 weeks to 3 weeks.
Yeah, my guess would
2 to 3
be
weeks?
next week we'll get more changes. The patch after that, KR will get it, and then we'll get it like the week or two after KR.
Yeah. I agree with that timeline. Because these ones that just came out this week, they need an opportunity to be adjusted too. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they're not going to release them individually or in the batch that they did. They said they're going to release them all at once. So it only
Which thank God for
stands
that,
the
right?
reason that they'll probably just take a couple weeks to balance them and then or do adjustments to them, and then they'll release them to KR.
Do you think I wouldn't be surprised if they did this like at the same time, honestly.
Well, between us and KR.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, like our patches are on at different times, right? So not the exact same time, but
Well, yeah, you mean the week of.
yeah, same week. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
I think we're getting close to where PA might be doing that, but there's still a lot of content differences. Although these are just skills, so that's possible. Usually,
Yeah,
the
that's
skill only related stuff does come quicker than the content.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of my thought process, honestly.
I
But
could see that.
who knows?
I could see us. I could see KR and us getting it at the same time. Like I said, it's like 2 to 3 weeks is my timeline. I expect to probably see these.
Yeah. It definitely would not surprise me if KR got these and we got them 1 to 2 weeks later. All right, so next up on the list, that's all of the skills. Hopefully everybody is happy with their class's skills. Probably not. Next up, Hadum
Well, if you're a
servers.
Musa, probably not. Even though you
Probably
got
not.
really good skill.
Hadum servers, Elvias realm, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It is out on NAEU. It came out on Wednesday, and I think generally speaking, the reception has been pretty good. I think most people are enjoying it. The spots seem pretty good, especially if you are selling all of the mats, because a bunch of them actually sell for a pretty decent amount of money. And then most importantly, arguably, PvP has been off the fucking charts lately. Castle Ruins is the new trees. There's a GVG at Castle Ruins almost every single fucking day.
Yeah.
Basically.
How
Castle
are you
Ruins
guys?
is nothing but fighting.
How are you guys enjoying Hadum / Elvia? What are your thoughts? Do you think that they're good? What do you think could be improved, etc., etc.?
You want to go first, Frosty?
I think they're freaking awesome, honestly. I think that the slightly new mechanics on all of them are fairly interesting. I think that they're kind of fun. I think they're different. I think it takes a load off of like that feeling that you have to be
mindless grind.
You have to be at Stars Enter Secrea. Like that being gone is actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're really cool. They actually changed on Global Labs this week the transition animation going in and out of Hadum server to look more natural, so it fades, which is kind of nice because it's super jarring. We were GVGing with your guild, Reslar, at Eastern Gateway, and the amount of times it transitions you from the normal to the regular and it's just instant is like actually gives you a headache after a while.
Yeah, it really is not, especially when like you're autopathing, because it's like really bad on the roads. Whenever you're like autopathing to Heidel to just like sell some stuff, and then it's like flickering in and out. It's really awful. So definitely that transition is a much welcome change.
They have they need to add the shards to the drop table. I don't know why they're not in there. It's actually kind of annoying.
What do you mean?
They don't have the shards in the drop table in game when you go to item information. So the pieces that you need for the rings, it doesn't show at which spots they drop in this table. Why, I don't know. It has basically everything else. It does not have the shards.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. It has the Heart of the Arid Forest for the neck, but it doesn't have the shards. So it's like that would literally just solve any of the, because a lot of people are like, well, you got to read that guide, the document, or the patch notes are kind of like, can be complicated, but this just showing it in here would be like, oh, okay, cool, problem solved. But
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's
show it
true.
in
Yeah.
That's true. Oh yeah, I put in the group chat that I think it's from Reddit or something. The guide of where all the items come from, what pieces they're referring to. Like, because some people are like confused on basically what they need, what's relevant to them money wise, what's trash to them, and what's actually worth holding on to.
Right. So here's the thing. I'm going to break this down for everyone. Just a real simple how this works. Because there's a lot of items that drop, which is why it's super confusing. If you're going for the necklace, like you're trying to get the HP piece for the necklace, the only thing you're thinking about is the Heart of the Arid Forest. That's it. This orange material. You can only get it at Castle Ruins and Orc Camp. You need 100 of those and 100 Trace of Forest, which is just a separate item not from Hadum. And you can make the Cup of Arid Moonlight that gives you 150 HP for your necklace. So that's all you have to worry about for that.
That's really not that hard.
Yeah, that one is actually, the drop rate on it is pretty damn good. So I finished mine yesterday morning, or no, 2 days ago, I think. And I already have like 40 towards another one. So
wow.
I played too much. Yeah, I grind a little bit too much. But the shards are the thing that's a little bit more confusing because so for the HP ring buff, so the 125 HP, it's this yellow the blue one. 125 HP that you can add to your ring. You need 100 Shard of Furious Knights and 100 Shard of the Tearful Knight. So the Furious Knight also drops at Castle Ruins and Orc Camp. That's this red Shard of Furious Knight. And then the blue one drops at Altar Vimps and Fogan Swamp. So if you're going for the HP, you need both of those. If you're going for crit, you still need the Shard of Furious Knight, which is the one that drops at Elvia Castle and Orc Camp. And for the crit, you also need 100 of Shard of the Draining Knight. So once you have 100 of Drain Knight, 100 Furious Knight, you can make the first ring piece. Then you need 100 more and 100 more, and you can make the second one. Or if you're going for HP, you need the Tearful Knight 100 or Shard of Furious Knight 100. No matter what, you need the Furious Knight shards. I wish the Shard of Furious Knight dropped at one more location. I hate that it's only Elvia, Castle Ruins, and Orc Camp, to be honest. Wish it was at one more spot. But yeah, it's pretty simple. So these are the 4 materials that you need. That's it. All of this other stuff. Hold on, wait, one sec. All of this other stuff, like the Voltara's Flame, Akiara's Tide, Narc's Lightning, Seed of the Void, Oil of Void, Fragment of Creations, Legacy of the Ancient, all of that stuff is for the Obsidian Spectre's Energy. These are for Rezlar. So if you're not enhancing Black Star armors, all of this stuff is vendor trash.
Yep, and it sells for pretty good too.
And it sells for pretty good. The flames and the lightnings are like 3 mil. The Seed of the Void is 10 mil. Like they add up.
It's really good money.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the necklace pieces are these Tears of the Arid River, Moonsplit Nail, Liberated Breath of Sylvia, and Cold Tears of the Black Sun. These are what you use to make the evasion neck and the accuracy necklace that you can sell in the marketplace once you make them. So those ones you don't sell. But those ones are easy to tell because they cost a lot. They're a very different price. Like the tier,
it's not easily confused for sure.
Basically, if it only sells for 100K, don't sell it.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. If it only sells for 100K or less, you're not selling it. You're keeping it. If it sells for more, if it's 3 mil or 10 mil, it's for Black Star stuff and you can sell it. So there's that. Also, all 3 items are marketable, so you can buy them on the marketplace. They're going to be the Cup of Arid Moonlight. I don't think it'll be that hard to get. People like Orc Camp grind, so and Castle Ruin, so I think people will be making these and selling them for a while. If you have an order up and you don't ever want to grind those spots, you'll probably eventually get it. They sell for, I'm told they sell for 900 mil on KR right now, so there's that. Yeah. I don't know how much the other ones sell for. These ones are a lot harder to get. Like, so, for example, I already finished the necklace, and I have 56 Heart of the Arid Forest towards my second necklace piece. I still only have 65 shards of the Furious Knight and 73 of the Drain Knight. I haven't even finished one ring yet.
Yeah, the ring definitely takes a lot longer.
So, yeah. But yeah, the necklace one is super common. The ring one is rare, but they are all purchasable from the marketplace. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, I think they just need to add, they honestly just need to add the information in the drop table, and it'll be a lot easier to figure out. Really?
True.
Should we talk about each spot real quick?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Do you want to get my reaction on that?
Oh yeah. What's your reaction overall?
Basically, I like these spots a lot. I think this is a very good change for the game. A lot of players their feedback is, wow, I actually have spots that aren't just like the same old that I can go to that are fun. Mind you, huge gear check for sure for a lot of players. But also the duo and 3-man content. A lot of people are really happy about having those options now. Like, I mean, we had a few options, but they were like, unless you had the gear for Toros and whatnot, that was pretty much it for most players. Going to do the golems would be pretty taxing on a lot of other players, though. It was kind of out of reach for a lot of players. These aren't so bad. The 3-man, you can even do it with probably a little bit less gear, because the 3-man, you're splitting a lot of the aggro of the mobs, so you're not getting focus. Like at, say, Bloody Monastery, where they hit really hard. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think everything's great about this. The money's really fucking good. You can kind of get lost in these zones, like as far as like just grinding, because it's just fun. All the mechanics, like you guys were talking about, the blade mechanic is really cool. Although I know you mentioned, Frosty, that you had a little critique on that. But
the blade mechanic?
Yeah, you'd prefer, you get the weapon from the spirit.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I get a blade because.
Oh, right.
Just
the Elvia weapon.
Yeah. That'll be a weapon. But yeah, I mean, like all the little random boss mechanics are really cool and unique between each zone, like you said. I just overall I'm really happy with what they did. This is like I'm sure a lot of players could probably agree to this. This is one of like the few things that were implemented on day one and it wasn't dead content, you know?
Dude, here's the thing. Like 2 weeks ago, I said it's crazy that this is going to be the most amount of grind spots that we've had added to the game at one time ever. And then, but my only hesitance on that is that I was like, well, it's probably Orc Camp, and then the rest of them suck.
Yeah,
but that seems to not be the case.
Though.
They're all really, really good.
Yeah, that's what is so surprising, honestly. Like, because I was figuring the same thing. There's probably going to be like one zone, because that's what we're seeing from like YouTube videos and what KR players were grinding at, like Orc Camp or something like that. And that's all you ever seen. Well, turns out that's not the case. I'm really happy about that.
Right. One of the things that's kind of nuts, or something a PSA that I want to address real quick. Thanks, Humanidai, for reminding me. The necklace piece. Someone already sold one of the ring pieces. That's kind of funny. Oh no, no one did. No one did. You could just see it now. That's interesting. The necklace piece and the ring piece. When you take them out, they're basically destroyed. You get 1/100th of the item back, which is basically literally nothing. So if you put it into an item, make sure you're 100% sure that you want it in that item, because when you take it out, you basically get nothing back. So, for example, you need 100 shards, you get 1 shard back when you take it out of your item. So when you put it in something, make sure you
off this then.
Yeah, make sure you definitely want to put it in there. The other PSA that's associated with that, it does not, because it counts as an item reform, which for whatever reason, the game doesn't treat that as an actual upgrade. It treats it as a new item. So if you have a tag character, like for me, for example, I put the item on my Kuno's necklace. So I have Pen Moonlight Ogre Ring. So I have 150 HP on my Pen Ogre. My hash does not have it. It does not affect your tag character's item. So same with the rings. I don't have the ring ones done yet, but I
feel like
they're
going to change that.
I mean, I hope so. I think it's terrible. You can't put it on the Garmoth.
Yeah, but then you like, for example, the tag character thing, like you go to put it on those copied items, but then for some reason you want to swap characters, they get deleted. Like what?
Well, it's not that they're deleted. It doesn't delete it. Like my item's not deleted on my hash. Just my hash's Ogre Ring doesn't have the 150 HP.
I know, but I'm assuming you could probably put it on the tag character's gear, right?
No, you can't. You can't upgrade or change the tag copied gear. You have to use the base gear.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it's even worse. You're like forever that class is not going to be getting that.
Yeah. So I think temporarily what I'm going to do is once I finish the 2 rings.
Well, no, you have to.
You have to manually swap over the rings, basically.
You have to retag.
No.
You have 2 options.
Christ.
Yeah. Let me just say, you have 2 options. You either can just finish all of them and then retag, which I don't want to do because it costs me 3 billion silver to retag, or I'm going to just individually untag the ring. Oh yeah, you could also pay $10. You could pay $10. That's a second option. And then the third option, I'm just going to untag the rings and transfer the rings whenever I change characters and the neck. So that way I could just use them on both. We all know you're going to
pay $10.
I'm not going to pay $10. It's literally not worth it. Okay.
You're going to pay $10.
I'd have to pay $30, by the way, not $10, because I have 3 items I'd have to do. And that's not happening. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. It's exciting. There is a chance, by the way, that my computer, I have to replace a fan in my computer. I'm going to do it after this podcast recording. I think I have to.
Is it ramping up there?
Yeah, it's one of the fans stopped working, and it's like the worst one to stop working because it's not just a case fan; it's on the fucking cooler. So, yeah, it's like my temperatures are kind of not making me comfortable right now, you know. So yeah. Anyway, Do you guys want to talk about the individual spots?
Yeah, let's go over it because there's a lot of cool mechanics and stuff. I feel like they did with these spots. Baragi Den, I'm pretty confident is just broken because I have not gotten the event, nor have I seen anyone get the event, even with
Yeah.
the Voltara weapons. So I think it's broken. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty confident it's broken because I feel like I should have at least seen it by now.
I've had a friend say they've seen the alert level message but haven't been able to fight anything.
Yeah,
Different.
I'm pretty confident it's broken. Because that's probably where I've put in the most hours is Baragi Den, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's
where
working.
I've put the second most hours of Baragi Den, and I legit also have never got the event.
Yeah.
And me second, like I literally have 70 of that shard, just to give you an idea of how much time I've spent at Baragi Den.
Yeah, which shard is that?
The shard of Drain Knight, the yellow one that drops there.
The yellow one? Yeah, I have 43 of them.
Yeah, I've never seen the event. I don't know anyone who's seen the event. Vixen in chat is saying he saw it on the first day and never seen it since. So maybe it's bugged. I don't know. Hopefully it pops up more frequently because I remember Amortat went and tested it when it first went to Global Labs and said the event was insanely fun. So it's kind of sad that it's not working.
Yeah. Next would be the Altar Imps, which Altar Imps is my favorite spot. I actually really like Altar Imps. It's low requirements for AP and DP, so it's like pretty chill. It's got some fun mechanics. So essentially what you have to do for Altar Imps, the TLDR, there are flags all over the place on Altar Imps. There are elites in these groups around the flags. You kill the mobs around the elites to make them enrage, and they will be able to chase further than they normally would. You lead them to the flag, you kill them on the flag, and then what spawns is either a bunch of regular mobs that you kill fairly quickly for, good loot, or there's a chance that a Beg will spawn, and then you have to fight Beg, and he also drops some pretty good stuff. He drops 100 trash compared to the 3 that the normal mobs drop. So it's a pretty good little chunk of change. There was also, me and Mina were grinding it together, and we killed Beg, and he ended up giving us 2 of the spirit weapons. So we each were able to get a spirit weapon after killing him, and our trash for the next 10 minutes shot through the fucking roof.
Did he drop
so
anything
really
else?
cool.
Did he drop any other items?
No. The only time I checked to see how much trash he gave, he only gave trash. And I don't know if I can recall any time that he's dropped like the items. I'm
Probably
sure
a
he
shitload
does.
of Blackstones too.
Probably, yeah. But honestly, I don't pay that much attention to loot, unfortunately. But he does fucking hurt. He enrages and does his AoE that he does whenever you fight the Dark Rift. It does quite a bit more damage than the Dark Rift.
Really?
It's not
Oh,
it's
shit.
not enough to like one shot you or anything like that. Like it's not that insane, but it is like a noticeable amount of damage. So yeah, it's a pretty fun spot, honestly. It's pretty chill. You just pull the elites to the flag. It's a duo spot. So what we've been doing is that he goes to a pack, I go to a pack. We clear the little mobs at about the same exact time. So then we pull the elites to the flag at about the same exact time, and then we kill the elites on the flag. There's a lot of bugs with the grind spot that I'm hoping that they get to fixing. If you kill 2 elites at almost the exact same time, then it'll only spawn 1 wave of mobs instead of 2, which is kind of frustrating because it kind of means that you have to be paying attention to their health bar to make sure they don't die at almost the same time. If you get a Beg spawn, this is the worst bug, and I need them to fix this because it is so frustrating. If you get a Beg spawn, there is like a 10-second animation for him to actually drop in before he's hittable. If at any point before he actually hits the ground, you kill another elite at that flag, it'll cancel the Beg spawn.
Oh god.
What?
Yes,
That's
it
terrible.
is
That's
the
rough.
worst thing in the world. I cannot tell you how many Begs I've lost because we weren't paying attention that we got the Beg spawn. We killed the second elite and it canceled it. It is
That's
so
rough.
frustrating.
I feel like
Well, I wanted to say real quick, to add to the bugs list, one of the bugs that I found there that's really annoying is so when they go into their enraged mode, it increases the aggro limit, so you could take them super far, right? But it was like 50% of the time they still would just run back instantly and go back to full health, even though it said they were in berserk mode, which is really annoying.
Yeah. So there's a lot of weird things with the elite mobs. For instance, if you run too far away from them while they are doing their enrage animation, they'll lose aggro on you. Also, it this happens pretty rarely from what I understand, but if you perfectly time an iframe the second that they are coming out of their enrage animation to where they would re-aggro onto you, they will not aggro onto you, and then they'll just sit there. And then you'll walk back to the flag expecting them to be behind you, and then they're not. This is especially prevalent with witches and wizards, obviously, who are teleporting, expecting the mob to be following them, and they are not. But
a little buggy there.
yeah, there's quite a few bugs with the spot, so hopefully they get to fixing that. I'm sure they will. But so far that's honestly my favorite spot, and I really like the mechanics. It's a super chill grind, and pretty good money too. Pretty good money, especially if you're selling the stuffs. If you're selling the materials. I'm not selling the stuff, so it's only okay money for me.
I was gonna ask, how hard is it to actually get this stuff for your Black Star? Have you been able to use any of it yet?
No. A secret ritual is occurring within the Bloody Monastery. Oh boy. No. So I'm making good progress on it. But I haven't actually gotten any of it yet. No, I have not.
And you have to go to a bunch of different places, right, to get it, because you don't get it all at one spot.
Yeah, you have to go to a bunch of different places. But it's really not that bad, honestly.
You like that? I mean, it's kind of like Kaffir's, right? Like, you feel like you're for sure gonna get these upgrades.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, certainly. It's a progress bar. Like, this is the same conversation I had. I forget who it was in stream the other day, but I was talking about the pot piece and how no progress bar on the pot piece is like the most, like, I don't know. It feels bad. It feels bad when you're grinding for the pot piece and you don't get the
You're
piece.
hoping. You're constantly hoping every hour that it drops.
It feels like you're wasting your time. Whereas with a progress bar, i.e., these little drops that lead to the big drop, it never feels like you're wasting your time. You can always see those numbers going up, and it's literally like watching a progress bar go from 0% to 100%. And so it never feels bad. It never feels like you wasted your time.
Yeah.
But for reference, I have 45 seeds, 74 Narc Lightnings, 42 Okiaris Tides, and 21 Voltara Flames.
Oh, that's so much money. Sell them.
That is.
Sell them.
Just sell them. What are you doing?
Oh my god, that's so much money.
That would be the most money you've ever had at one point in time. Literally in your inventory. You just you haven't realized the gain yet.
No, I have, because a lot of people calculated like the price of the obsidian upgrade, and I forget exactly what it is, but it's like some odd billion silver. But it's like I'm actually glad that these can sell for so much, because if they didn't sell for as much as they did, then the only people who would ever grind in these spots would be me, right?
Probably.
So like, I'm glad. I'm actually, like, I know a lot of people are like, I feel bad for the Black Star users because like they're losing so much money, but it's not actually like a realized loss, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you can just sell it if you really wanted to, or if you needed an influx of cash. I'm choosing not to personally, because I don't know, I'm just not that like hemmed up for money right now, and I do just want the upgrades. I want to be able to have that upgrade, so I don't mind it. It's not a realized loss for me. Like, it's not as if it's costing me money to make the stuff. It's just costing me time, which I want to grind the spots anyway because they're fun and enjoyable. So yeah.
All right, let's go down to the Fogan Swamp. This
Boring.
This one's a more basic. Just you circle the swamp, kill the mobs, and then there's a chance Tidium will appear as a boss battle.
It's definitely the most underwhelming spot in my opinion.
Yeah, it actually is a good spot for money though, but it's not an exciting spot. I think it's okay. It's still cool. I mean, one of them had to be normal, right? Since there's so many different ones.
True.
The Naga Swamp is I think a really cool mechanic. So you basically just pull the elites to a flower and kill them on top of the flower. You want to get them to spawn at least one set of mobs before they die, and then they spawn a whole set after they die. The flower DP debuffs them. If you're doing this optimally and no one else is in the area, you can get anywhere from 4 to 8 elites on every single flower, which actually makes it really, really efficient. If you want to be super try hard, you can you can turn on your Agris when you kill the elites and then turn it off when you kill the mobs. Because it doesn't use that much Agris but gives you a pretty decent boost. But yeah, this spot is really fun and cool. And also that poison, a lot of people are griefing me at this spot because it's kind of hard to find mobs. A lot of people grief me at this spot and they end up dying to the poison. That poison's no joke because 300 damage per 2 seconds.
Yeah. It's
So
a good chunk of damage. Yeah, there's been a lot of people. I haven't spent a lot of time at Nagas. I've maybe spent 2 hours there.
mhm.
But I know a lot of people that have been complaining about they wish that there was just more mobs in general, that there's not enough to really there's not a lot of options basically for rotations
Right.
within it.
There's not. It doesn't support a lot of people, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you wanna be
Whereas
optimal.
a place like Fogan's seems to have plenty of places that you can go scuffed or not. At least there's a place. Nagas is kind of lackluster in that department, it seems like.
And then Castle Ruins. Castle Ruins is a 3-man spot. You get this drop while killing mobs there called Al-Rundi's Secret Order. When you right-click it, you get sort of an instance, kind of like a relic scroll, bosses that spawn all around the inside of the castle. You go through, kill them all. Each one has a chance to kill elites. Each of them, there's 5 of them drop these orders or whatever that summon Al-Rundi. So you have 10 minutes to kill all of them. They're actually super easy to kill. Once you kill them all, Al-Rundi spawns, you kill him, and then get a bunch of loot and go back to your grind. It's also a pretty cool spot, and it also changes the mundaneness of just kind of circle grinding because it has a few little mechanics like running through and actually killing the elites. This problem though, this place, the major problem with this is it has only 2 legitimate viable rotations. But both rotations require you to spawn your elites inside the castle, which is one of the rotations. So you're always griefing the other party, basically. It's really stupid. Hopefully they make it so you can spawn the 15 elites outside in the future and on the inside. So if a team is on the outside and a team's on the inside, they're just completely separate. But until then, right now, you're basically griefing the other team. Kind of sucks. This spot is a great source for GVGs, though. There's been so many GVGs here. It's like Trees 2.0.
Yeah, it's definitely the new Trees where it's just nothing but GVGs basically. I think we've had, I don't even know. I think we've had at least 5, probably more GVGs there since Wednesday. It's so one a day. It's pretty crazy.
Orc Camp is another one. This one's mechanics are confusing at first, but it's actually really, really simple. You're killing the 5 prisons to get the 5 lights. Every time you get a zone of light, it reduces the mob's DP by a certain amount. Once you have 5, it's the max, and they actually become a lot weaker. The wizards that are there, they start doing some channel ability. If you wait too long to kill them, they will cancel the light zone, and the mobs go back to being strong, and then the wizards themselves also will just do a shitload of damage. I did lose a crystal to a wizard because I over-aggroed too many mobs and I couldn't actually hit the wizard while I was channeling. That was rough. I lost a Jin Viper too. I was so sad.
Oh no.
I was so sad, dude. He fucking 2-shot me. But this one is really simple. So if you I want to explain this to people because a lot of people are confused by it. Because when you're not in the light zone, the mobs are really tanky and it is not a fun grind spot. So you have to kill the 5 things, get the lights going around. The lights actually do kind of move with you, just not very far and not very fast. So as long as you're doing a proper rotation, you kill the inside of the camp with all the prisons, and then you do a circle on the outside of the camp with all the packs on the outside. they're all generally affected by the light, and you can see really easily if they're affected or not by just hitting a mob and seeing if they have a DP debuff. Hit them with an ability that doesn't have a DP debuff, you'll still see the debuff on their bar. If they don't have a debuff on their bar, but you do have the 5 light zones, so the lights are going crazy, just pull them a little bit closer to the zone, and they'll get the buff on their bar, or the debuff. But they feel pretty good. Like, if they're not debuffed, they feel like freaking Tauros mobs. If they're like, it feels like you're soloing Tauros mobs, but then when they're fully DP debuffed, they feel, I don't know, somewhere between Starzen and Secrea. So, yeah. And then the last one is Bloody. There's a boss that spawns occasionally. I don't know. It's nothing special about the boss.
Org.
Yeah. She
The
spawns
light
every
does
once in a while.
affect him too, correct?
I don't know if the light affects him. I actually don't know. Probably.
That's what Mina told me, because Mina told me that he got one shot from Org whenever he fought him outside the light, but then inside the light it like wasn't that big of a deal.
Maybe the light affects it. I don't know. It dies pretty quick. The wizards themselves are not affected by the light zone, so they're fairly tanky. You have to burn them down first. Bloody Monastery. This one is a little bit more straightforward. You're running around killing packs of mobs as quickly as you can. They drop these things called Crimson Bells. Ringing the Crimson Bell will summon monsters from all directions. Rituals may also be in progress at Monastery from time to time. If you succeed in stopping the ritual, a Furious Muskin will appear to challenge you, defeat the Muskin, and he'll drop loot for up to 5 people. I've seen some people pop, like they save these bells last for an hour in your inventory. So some people will save up like and wait till the last 10 minutes of their grind and then pop like 2 or 3 bells at once, and it's kind of nutty.
Big brain.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. This one, I feel like I get griefed a lot at this spot too, so I haven't spent that much time there. I get karma bombed at basically every spot I've been to. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, all these spots are really cool. A lot of them are interesting and fun and different, and I think they're still making some balancing changes to some of the spots. So we'll see what happens in a few weeks, but so far so good. I think it's a good. I have a good first impression. The Elvia weapons do seem to be a drop, similar to like the boss events at Tauros. It's an actual drop to spawn those, so drop rate is making them drop more often during this event. Once the drop rate is gone, the Elvia weapons will be a little bit less common. They also are kind of insane. They make you do a ton of damage.
They're crazy.
Yeah, it feels really good. My biggest problem with the weapon drops is they are annoying to manage. Like, one, you don't see the cooldown on them while you're grinding. You have to open your inventory and check. But if you're being hit by mobs, you can't hover over it. The other thing is, equipping it is annoying on some classes, like especially on newer classes like Hash, where they have this weird lag, like this physics lag after you stop moving, where you can't actually use or do anything or interact with interface until your character fully stops moving. So it takes kind of forever to equip or unequip these weapons. I really, really wish they would just change it to a buff on your bar. I think it'd be so much easier. Make the spirit spawn, and then when you interact with the spirit, you get a 10-minute buff on your bar that gives you the damage buff, and then the new access to the awakening skill. And then when that runs out, it's out. It just goes away. It just seems so much easier to do that. These weapons seem like way overly complicated. I would not be surprised if this whole first week they've gotten like 1 million tickets of people that accidentally deleted their main weapon trying to dispose of the expired ones.
Yeah, and speaking of tickets, another thing that I'm sure they've probably been getting a lot of tickets about, cheering for masses.
Yeah.
Because I know I've seen people saying that like they've gotten 3 masses in a row, basically gotten stun locked by the cheer animation and died because of it. I've seen multiple people say stuff similar to that. So it's like, yeah, that's rough. Maybe don't cheer for masses. I don't know.
Yeah, cheering for masses made sense when you got one every 4 days at Starzen, and now when you get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 an hour and you cheer, you're just like, okay. Dude, especially at Red Orc Camp where you literally, there's nothing to cheer for. Feels even more weird.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe it's time to stop cheering for masses. because that seems to be a real problem. As far as the weapons go, I really don't mind them being weapons. They just need like some quality of life improvements. It needs to be easier to equip them and unequip them. There needs to be at least a timer on your bar, maybe on your buff bar, so that you don't have to open your inventory and check. Um, yeah, I don't know. I really don't mind them being weapons. Just yeah, it's too clunky as it is right now. Um, I don't know.
I think also the other thing too is weird about the awaken pre-awaken weapon. The pre-awaken weapon seems to affect everything, and the awaken weapon only affects your awakening skills and gives you the new skill, which I find
Really?
is kind of odd. Yeah, so my friend was testing with the amulet, and he was still able to do high damage with his awakening, but then when he grabs the awakening weapon, he does no damage with his pre-awakened skills.
That would explain it, because I at one point had 2 weapon drops, and I said I've done a lot of things for science surrounding the weapons. So, the first of all, the first science I performed is the NPC will stay for 5 minutes before he disappears. So whenever you get a weapon drop, you can wait up to 5 minutes to talk to him and get the weapon before they
Right.
disappear.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first science that I performed. The second science that I performed is I got 2 weapon drops, and so I decided to take one, the main hand, which is what I always take, and then I decided to take the awakening to see if I would get like even more damage. And there was no change in damage whatsoever. And I thought that that was because they wanted you to not be able to stack damage like that. But that actually would make sense if the awakening weapon only affected your awakening damage.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
If it affects pre-awakened damage, it's a very, very minimal amount. But the amulet
No,
seems
there
to
was
affect
no
both a lot.
from my science, there was no difference in damage. So what I did is I found a giant bandit, and I used my Rabomb spin on him from 100 stamina, and then was paying attention to at what point in my stamina bar was he dying, and it was
Mhm.
68 both times. There was no
Right.
difference.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. For me, I still think it would be a lot easier if it was for everyone involved, if it was just a buff on your bar. If it has to stay a weapon, at the very least, make it so you can equip weapons whether you're being hit or not, if it's an Elvia weapon. And let us see the timer, like how much time is left before it runs out. Because the other thing too is like,
Yeah.
if I'm wearing the Elvia weapon and someone comes up and attacks me, like another player, I can't switch my weapon. Like I'm like screwed trying to fight this guy with my weaker. Well, for some people, maybe for some of us, the Elvia weapon's an upgrade, but for some of us, it's a major downgrade in PvP. Like I would much rather have my C17 Penzarka on than a fucking Elvia weapon when I'm being attacked by someone from a siege guild. So, yeah.
I wonder if you could quick slot the Elvia weapons, and if they would like stay. Like if
Yeah,
it
they would stay. They
function
would stay
like
there.
that.
I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can, and they would just stay there but be gray.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would work or not.
Um,
Potential workaround, maybe. But yeah, definitely. I don't mind them being weapons, but if they're gonna remain weapons, there needs to be some QOL change. Mina is saying there's already been a bunch of QOL changes surrounding the weapons, but there needs to be more because it's still just really clunky.
Yeah, that's crazy that it was worse before. Well, the other thing too is when it runs out, your character starts like hiccuping. You know that stupid bug that you sometimes get that says please wait, and like you
Yep.
can't move anymore. It feels like that happens. I'm like, wait, what's happening? What's
Yeah.
happening to my character?
Which again, like this could all be solved with just a timer, right? Just putting a timer on your buff bar so that you could see exactly when it's gonna run out.
Did you
I
test?
honestly think if they add a timer and if they make it easier to equip and unequip them, it would be fine. Honestly,
Did you test the awakening skill on any of your classes?
no.
Kuno one is kind of fun. It literally is like, you know, Lunatic Discus, where she throws the disc out and then it comes back.
Yeah.
It looks like that, but like 10 times the AoE, and depending on the weapon you have, it's either fire, water, or lightning, and it actually looks sick. But Kuno Awakening grinding at this spot is god awful. It feels terrible. Like so terrible. Like I'm not even kidding. This is not an exaggeration. At Red Orc Camp, outside of the lights, not in the lights. This isn't true inside the lights. But if you kill a pack outside of the lights, Kuno with the Elvia weapon feels like the difference between Kuno with and without the Elvia weapon is the same difference as a Kuno swapping to a hash. Like my hash feels like a Kuno with an Elvia weapon. Sad. It actually feels like that dramatic difference. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully they change some. Yeah, the quality. Like I'm fine if they want to leave it the weapons. Their heart is set on it. Then just make it easier to equip or unequip and let us know when it's gonna run out. 'Cause right now it feels really annoying.
You don't really care for that feature, do you?
I
I mean-
honestly feel like if they just did those 2 changes, it would be fine. Really.
It still should just be a buff. I don't know. Like
What
would
were
a
the-
buff
what were
be
the
that
2
bad?
changes to it?
If they
The
made
buff
it.
wouldn't be that bad, but I think like they want it to be weapons because it feels like it's a cool thing. You get this powerful weapon, you know.
Yeah, it makes your pen blackstar obsolete. No big deal.
Oh my god. Can you item count the
Um,
weapon and it shows the timer? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not too sure.
The-
No, I don't think so. What's up?
I think the weapon's a cool idea, but yeah, I understand where you guys are getting at when we were discussing it the other day, where you get kind of stuck trying to swap out your weapon while fighting a pack of mobs.
Yeah,
Feels kind of bad.
feels a little goofy.
They should just either A, make it auto swap, or just make it a buff.
Okay. Mina's saying that the timer on the screen is already on a global labs, so that is already on the way.
Oh, okay, so they are gonna put a timer.
We just don't have it yet, she says.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's good. But still also make it easier to equip and unequip. Or is that also on global labs? Because if it is, then just bring that patch to us, and I have no complaints about it.
It is also disappointed with how many servers we got. I feel like we did not get enough. Like I don't know why none
Wait,
of the
what?
Balanos servers are Elvia Realm and why Valencia 3 is not Elvia Realm.
I'm not really disappointed with the server count. Honestly.
And we could use
Oh,
like
it's not a
1 to 4 more.
timer. It's an alert when it's dead. Don't know about that one, Chief. I want a timer.
Yeah, I need a timer because like you sometimes when you get more than one of the Elvia spawns, you want to manage it. You
Yeah.
don't want to grab it right away.
I mean, alert when it's dead, sure. Like, but also timer.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just got a nail. Can the alert say, "Hey, bitch, you're weak again"?
Dude, it's
That's how it really feels.
it's funny when you start hitting the mobs with the broken one. You're like, oh no, I do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always like.
Or you
this-
could be like me, where I just didn't even notice that it broke for some reason, and I just like kept whacking on the mouse. I'm like, wow, they just got like really difficult for
Yeah.
some reason.
For me, that's what it always is this state of confusion for like 5 seconds where I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Why am I not doing damage?
Yeah, I'm like, is the server's lagging? Is my frames dropping? What's going on? Like, I don't know. I don't understand. Yeah, it happens. It's pretty
Oh,
funny.
hey, another thing that we should talk about that I just got reminded of just now, in game. Man, the BMC market. What? Damn.
Yeah, it got hit, dude. It got hit pretty hard. Let me see if
So I
can-
think like almost every BMC drops in Hadum, right? Slash Elvia.
I don't know if
almost
it's everyone,
everyone.
but it's a lot. Precision's at Bloody Monastery, so that's the only
It's
one that's retained its
huge.
value, but it's already
That'll
like
eventually
3
go down.
yeah, like 3,000 orders have already been filled, and more people will grind there once they have the necklace done, because you can't
Yeah.
get the necklace pieces there.
The
where's
neck works the same, like you mentioned earlier, right? If you can't extract it.
You cannot extract it now.
Yikes.
How do
You can, by the way, for all 10 of you out there that care, you can apparently extract the obsidian though, and it's still just the obsidian. So
What's the obsidian?
Which one's that
the
one? Yeah.
black star.
Oh, the
upgrade.
black star thing. You can extract that. Okay.
Yes, you can.
Well, that's
According to the notes I read, you can extract it. It's just like Garmoth.
Well, shit, the
Interesting.
next piece isn't a big deal for you, Frosty, because you have a pen ogre. But shitters that have these Tet ogres just lying around.
Well, the neck piece in general is not that bad anyway, because it's.
I mean, it's
you're
not
gonna
hard
get
to
it
get
quick.
it. You're right.
But the ring ones is like,
Yeah.
shit's hard to swallow. That's kind of hard to stomach.
I don't feel as bad about the neck piece one for sure, but still, that still feels kind of. I kind of feel like they are gonna do an adjustment to that. Honestly,
Yeah.
there's. I don't see how you don't do an adjustment to that because that just feels so awful.
Yep. For sure. All right, hold on. We're looking at the market prices here. Even though I can't go in game because my computer will overheat. I can.
Really that bad?
You can't go in game?
It starts getting really hot while I'm streaming right now because I told you my fan is not working in my cooler.
Oh no,
man.
It's okay. I have a wait, did I spell precision wrong?
Your computer's gonna catch on fire, burn your house
I
down,
have a
and
fan
You
replacement.
and your neighbors will have something in common.
I haven't put it in. There's still 12,000 orders on precisions, but there was like 15,000, so this will get chipped away a little bit. But yeah, the other crystals are just completely screwed. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
the
on-
market is like shot.
on day
It's
one,
great.
also known as Doomsday, I grinded Broggyden for like a good fucking I don't know how long, several hours.
Ooh,
and
I
I
got a
had-
boss notification.
I think I had something like 8 BMC descents, and they were still, I don't remember exactly how much they were selling for, but there was only like 20 on the market. There were pre-orders up. I don't know who's buying BMC descents, but go for it. And so I was able to just like sell them all instantly for just like instant cash. Now I'm pretty sure there's like hundreds like sitting. It's min price. The fucking the price has just died. It's like holy shit.
I
dude.
mean, so I'm one that's welcoming that because the AFK horse training, I need magical shards in order to turn my black vipers into actual like Jinns, bonds, or wands. So I'm for it. I made 3 gen vipers today from all my horse training seals that I turned in for essence of vipers to turn into black vipers. Holy shit. AFK training, OP.
yeah. Well, I don't know. The vipers are they're gonna become more common, right? Probably.
I would
I don't know. Who knows?
assume potentially. But I mean, they're still at 330 mil, so whatever.
Don't buy Nyashi's Jin Vipers.
I'm not going to tell you which ones are up.
Well, you have 3 Jin Vipers. There's only
They
10
already got
listed.
bought. Those ones are gone.
Damn it! Who bought Nyashi's Jin Vipers? Oh my god, dude! How do we
Someone
keep him
who-
perpetually
someone-
broke?
Someone who lost them at either Bloody Monastery or Orcs.
Well, the best way to keep me broke, Frosty, is for me to lose bets, but that's been your thing recently. You've been losing all the bets.
Oh, you're gonna have to log in, Frosty.
I know. I'm gonna
Yeah,
log in.
you-
I'll log
You're
in
go-
for that.
Your PC's gonna die attempting to do this enhancement.
You better go get like a little hand fan and just put it next to your fucking PC, just for a little bit.
Yeah, it should last long enough to do a quick enhancement. Let's talk.
So wait, is that why you DC'd? Was it because
yes,
your computer
my
overheated?
computer overheated. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It also corrupted the recording, so we have to use the VOD.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Should be okay. Should be okay. It's just gonna be annoying to download it and set it up, but
Yeah,
It's alright.
hopefully the sound quality is gonna be okay.
it should be the exact same. I'm recording it from the stream anyway.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
exact same settings. So, yeah, I wanted to ask you guys what you think about this because so this place is basically generating. I mean, aside from the people that are doing the Black Star stuff, but the people that are there for the upgrade and after they get their ring upgrade, these places are basically generating like an immense amount of raw silver.
Yes.
And I wanted your guys' opinion on if you think this is good or bad for the economy. I'll give my opinion after. I don't want to influence any of your guys' thoughts, but I'm curious just at face value. Because, like, for example, none of the places drop dust or Kaffir stones.
Yeah, that is a problem.
They do drop the 2 new accessories, but they don't drop distos or Tungrad rings. They don't drop like the frenzy material from Secrea, corrupted crystals, like so on and so forth. They basically are just like more akin to just like pure raw silver. I guess similar to like what trees kind of was. Yeah. Well, I'm just telling you the things that like don't drop there in comparison. So what are your guys' thoughts on if that's good or bad for the market?
So I'll go first, Wrestler. I honestly think that the zones are really good for the players, as far as like fun factor is concerned. Something new, interesting, challenge in some cases for some people's gear. As far as the money's extremely good. Probably a little bit too much. However, I'm not complaining. This is not a complaint at all, because I love the money. Keep it coming. But it is generating a lot of silver, and there is a lot of areas of the market that aren't being accounted for, like you mentioned, with the no ancient spirit dust. So that means less Caffers overall when more people switch over to these servers. And that's a problem, potentially. We obviously won't see that problem probably generate any sort of like real significance for at least a month. But it will start making itself very, very noticeable. Uh, the accessories, I think there's always going to be people that are grinding Star's End and Sakraya for those accessories, so I don't really think that's going to be a problem. I mean, the people that don't have the gear that can handle these zones will still grind in those areas. So these for the most part, these areas are a step above requirement wise. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I think there will be some problems that do pop up. I just don't necessarily think the accessories will be the problem. I think maybe more of the Caffers will be the problem.
Yeah. Rez?
I don't know. Like, what is your definition of problem? Like, I think we were already kind
Market
of
related.
I think we were already kind of in a buyer's market, like especially like when you look at Caffrus, right? Because for we were in a Caffrus drought for like quite a long time, but not really that much anymore. So I think this is just this is gonna be a continuation of kind of like that trend. Maybe it makes it a little quote unquote worse, but um, I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't know. I don't really think it's necessarily bad. It's just kind of how things go. It shifts one way, it shifts the other way. Sometimes it's buyer, sometimes it's seller. If you're
Yeah.
if you're savvy about these types of things, then you're playing both sides, right? So it's not really about being good or bad, in my personal opinion. It's just, I don't know, how you're playing the market in the current state that it's in. And I would say
Yeah.
that this further enforces the kind of buyer market that we've been in for a minute now.
I will say this: whoever put up 6,000 fucking frenzy pots, thank you.
Dude,
Holy shit! The
so
market's been shot since these servers came out. Holy fuck!
yeah. I also I think it's fine. I mean, there's still going to be a lot of people at Stars and Secrea. I actually don't agree that it's better than Stars and Secrea. I know everyone feels that way, and everyone keeps telling me they're making 700 mil an hour or 500 mil an hour or whatever. They also are all using yellow loot scrolls, popping temp buffs, and we have a drop rate buff. And because distos, like all of the numbers from distos are generally when distos are somewhere between 270 and 300 mil, and now they're 330, and they're probably going to remain pretty high. Tungrad rings went up in price. Frenzy drafts went up in price. Caffrus have gone up in price, so Loon Valley is better. Like, it's like, in a weird way, even though this is really good money, all the other spots also get boosted in money.
Yeah, because supply is lower, so it makes it more attractive to do those areas then.
And there's something about, like, all right, so if I'm grinding at Red Orcs, I know I'm going to make the same amount of money each time, which is really, really awesome, right?
Yeah.
But at Star's End, and it's happened to me multiple times. I mean,
You get
I can't even
back-to-back
count.
distos.
You get back-to-back distos or a pride disto or a duo disto, or like I've had the multiple
Wait, those-
hours where I've
you
gotten
get those?
3 in 1 hour. Like that shit is insane. And there's
Yeah.
no feeling that any of these spots can replace when you get 3 distos.
When you get 3 distos in 1 hour, I have gotten that a couple different times too, and it's just like, holy shit, I'm done for the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
The other
already-
thing that you
Yeah,
need
go
to keep in mind is that, like, because of the Black Star mats that most people are selling, with the drop rate buff event that we have going on right now, that's
Yeah.
just raw silver. So your silver from these spots is just being inflated by
It's
the drop rate.
inflated heavily, yes.
yeah, all
So
those
I mean,
I think we
yeah.
need to wait for the event to die to really truly assess these zones.
Yeah, I agree. I was having an argument with my GM with Pax about this, and I think that like if you go
in the
if you're
guild?
just like, hey, I have 1 hour to grind today, you're probably better off just going to a Hadum spot, so you're not relying on RNG. But if you're grinding 20-30 hours, I know distos are RNG, but like over long stretches, like it averages itself out and you get distos pretty consistently.
Yeah, and there's those hyper hours like you talked about where you just get like 2 or 3, you know, and you just, if
Yeah.
you need to step away, you can and feel good about it.
So my feeling on is like all of the spot. I just think it's cool that you can literally just go to one of 7 or 8 spots now versus 2 or 3.
Yes.
I think
that
it's really
is
really cool.
huge.
Um,
That is huge, and overall, like, yes, some of the new zones are definitely provoking a lot of PvP for sure.
a lot.
But
of
I think
PvP.
overall, this is definitely dramatically reduced the overall PvP throughout all the different zones. Because like you could probably find a spot pretty easily at Stars End right now, or at least much easier than before.
I thought that too. It's crowded as hell right now because of the drop rate
Really?
buff. Yeah, it is. I mean, you have to think like the minimum recs for Stars End are so low, so
Yeah,
many
that's
more
true.
people
More
have
people
access
can
to
go
that
there.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing I was saying earlier too. Yeah, these zones definitely are more geared towards players that have the requirements, the gear check status.
Yeah, it's been nuts. It's like so crowded right now, like all the servers, like all the new announcements, the transition, the Hadum servers, like the new Awakening skills coming. There's like a lot of people playing right now. Plus they've had like a crazy ad campaign. They had the
streamers.
They paid those
that they
streamers to streams. A lot more people got eyes on it. The Steam, like both versions of the game are free right now for a limited time. Like so
Pack
this
is waiting for our check from Pearl Abyss, but you know,
is crowded.
We're being
dude.
patient. We're
Yeah.
being patient.
Yeah.
Take a shot in the dark, by the way.
Okay.
I know this for a fact because I've experienced it. What grind spot is the most crowded right now?
I'm probably or camp.
Nayashi?
Monastery is moderately busy, but I'm
You're
able to get a
both
spot.
wrong. It's trees with this 1000% EXP.
Oh, I forgot about trees. I didn't even think about trees. I could see that.
is-
Yeah.
we tried to go do 5-man at trees with 1000% EXP. We didn't grind for 30 minutes before Griefer Guild showed up and started like karma bombing us. I was like, this is crazy. And then while we're dealing with this Griefer Guild, another Griefer Guild shows
Started
up.
farming.
Yes, and then
So
they
while you
started
guys were
griefing
dealing-
each other. I was like, holy shit. This is insane.
Yeah, I forgot the 1000% EXP is actually insane.
Oh
I
yeah, I'm
mean-
almost level 63.
I am just grinding a monastery, like, and I'm at almost 19%, 18.9, and I was at 12.7 about 4 days ago, and I really haven't been grinding much.
Dude, I actually think Monastery is
insane.
good skill EXP too. I got like 4 skill point levels at Monastery the other day in like a little over a half hour.
Honestly, I feel like all of the Hadum spots are pretty decent for EXP.
Well,
and-
not
and
the
skill-
3-man
skill
apparently
points.
is trash for XP, but yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't grinded there yet, but
I
at
can
all
see
the
that.
spots I've been to, I've been pleasantly surprised. Honestly, like it's not top tier or anything. Like I still think the best solo grind spot for EXP right now is Thornwood, because Thornwood is actually just insane for EXP. But like these spots have been pretty decent, honestly. I've been kind of surprised.
Dude, my hash, like, I mean, I tagged hash a month ago, and it was level 61, and I'm like 46% towards 63 already.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, on Wednesday when I started grinding in Hadum spots, I think I want to say like 68%. I'm almost 78%.
Yeah,
And
it's
I don't
nuts.
grind like Frosty does. Like I haven't been grinding that much in all honesty. Like I've been grinding a lot more than I usually do, which is nothing. But I'm not putting in like 10 hours a day or anything like that.
Right.
All I'm saying is, if you're not grinding during this time period, you're doing it wrong. Like, there's so much money to be made, so much XP to be made. Like, it's just insane. Doesn't matter where you're going, pretty much. I mean, there's optimal spots, of course, but just fucking get out there and start grinding.
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
coming from me. I fucking hate grinding.
let's do this. Let's do this little teaser for the dungeon thing. I'm gonna stream this on Discord so you guys can see it at the same time. Hopefully, this doesn't set my PC on fire.
Oh my god.
No, my
it's gonna
PC's
blow up.
actually fine. It's like literally like 30 degrees Celsius cooler when BDO's closed.
Do you have the fire department near you?
Did you
Uh,
try going
this
into
one kinda
BDO and
nearby.
just lowering your graphics so
Well,
it's not as intensive?
The thing is like when it closed on me that first time, it was minimized to tray.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and then right now when I had BDO open for a little while because I was like walking around or whatever, looking at the map and checking something, and it was like, it went up, like it went up fast. So it's all right. We'll be all right.
Who's Renku?
He's one of the CMs now.
Oh,
Pearl
okay.
Abyss, yeah. NAU CM. So it's Rinku and Enlave's the EU one. All right, so here's their little teaser for the dungeon. There's not like a whole lot here, but it shows some of the tile sets, and I think it looks pretty cool. So here, let's have a look.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. Thanks.
Let's do it.
So this, all they really said about it is that it's coming soon. They did not say any specific date or anything. But they said it's coming soon. Some of these tile sets look insane. Look
Yeah.
really cool. And if like all of these are different parts of the dungeon, then it looks like it's actually gonna be pretty freaking big.
I've seen coral
know.
and whatnot, so is it also underwater? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, there's like an underwater area too.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be a big fucking dungeon. What my thought process is, this is gonna be a big fucking dungeon that's almost like it's almost gonna be like a miniature version of the map, is kind of my theory of how I think it's gonna be like. It's like all of these are gonna be different like spots, basically.
Yeah. They said
in
I don't know.
different types of mobs, maybe, that you're dealing with.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what my theory is right now. But I mean, we just have like no information really to go off of.
Yeah, we got
Pretty
nothing.
exciting.
It's, I mean, all they really said is that there will be puzzles and in-dungeon activities that you have to do and work together, and there will be mobs to kill and this and that. And they said that they want it to be good and meaningful, but they don't want you to feel like you have to do it instead of solo spots. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But they mentioned that it's coming very, very soon. That this one is like
Pretty
right
exciting.
around the corner. I'm actually kind of sad that this is about to come out before that Thorn Tree Castle.
Dude, I know, right? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Give
what
me
happened to that, dude.
goddamn Thornwood Castle.
Oh, I do got to sign into BDO in a sec for Bell. Oh, PC, don't catch fire.
Oh, it will. Darren Bell?
Yeah. I will have to lower the graphics and hope to God.
Significantly.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. I don't know. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Anything you are expecting or hoping for with this?
Just to be fun. I mean, I have a lot of confidence after they release Hadum servers or realms.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I have a lot of confidence in that they'll do this dungeon right. Because this shows me that they're actually like seriously putting it into a lot of thought and creativity into the zones.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So and those tile sets, like you said, they look really good. They look nice, and it seems like you know, based on the initial comments that they said about it, being
So
puzzles and whatnot, it'll be nice. It'll be different and
they
cool.
they mentioned you access it from the ancient stone chamber, I believe, and that it's
Of
not an
course.
instance, so people you can run into other adventurers inside, which I find interesting. So
I
So
wonder.
PvP in the dungeon. Got it.
I'm wondering if this is maybe gonna be like a huge fucking underground like cave slash society slash like its own. Do you guys know the Hollow Earth theory?
mhm.
Yeah.
No, I
I
don't.
wonder if it's gonna be like that.
What's the Hollow Earth
Basically,
theory?
the Hollow Earth is essentially this theory that
There's
is
an advanced civilization living under us.
yeah, basically
Oh,
that the
okay.
earth is hollow and that there are beings that live in a secondary layer of land underneath the ground that we live on. So
Yeah.
that
It's
we live on the outer layer and then there's an inner layer that they live
there
on
was
essentially.
it wasn't there also like there was two Edens. There was an Eden on the surface, and that is no longer present. But there's an
I
Eden
don't know
below.
anything. I don't know too much about it. I just know like the base concept essentially that, the earth is hollow and there's another civilization living underneath our feet essentially is the base idea of it. And that's what I'm wondering if this is going to be if essentially this is going to be again almost like a miniature version of our map, like big giant open world like cave almost, but it looks like for whatever reason you can say that there's like crystals that shine light like the sun, et cetera, et cetera. Like there's a million sort of like fantasy tropes that they could use to make it to where this big cave looks like similar to like the surface world essentially, and then that's where you're gonna go and do things, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if that's the direction they're gonna go, and that's kind of what I think they're gonna go with, honestly.
Crab people? That's what
Crab
someone
people.
said in chat. Yeah.
Like One Punch Man, you know, with the fucking
Subterraneans.
yeah, the
I
subterraneans.
only hope that it's fun. That's all I care about. I don't even care about the.
Yeah.
I mean, I want it to be worth money as well. But it's my most like, dude. If they could release something that's different than a grind spot that makes me want to go back a second time, I'm gonna be so happy.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think
That's
like
fair.
I don't know. I'm with Nyashi. Like I think Hadum is kind of like giving me hope for their grind spots. I think they've realized that like, people can only just run in circles for so long before they
They
get
need
bored of
something
it.
else to make it exciting.
And like these mechanics that they're doing or even just like the little events that they've been adding to like all of the old spots as well,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Just like a small little thing to break up the monotony of it. It's like these things are so good. They're so useful to help people not get burnt out from just running in circles for hours on end, right? So I
Yep.
think they're learning. They're learning what actually makes a good grind spot, and they're kind of like moving in that direction with most, if not all, of their spots. It kind of
Yeah.
seems
I
like.
mean, you're like by your I mean the developers. You're expecting your players to spend as much time as humanly possible in this game and doing the things in this game to progress. You gotta make sure that they literally can mentally function after doing a few hours of grind. So if you want to keep those kinds of players in the game, so
Yeah,
yeah, this is a good sign of things to come, of what to expect. That also puts them, you know, arguably in kind of a hole too, because now they have to produce content that has similar kind of expectations.
Right. The bar they set the bar fairly high for every
Yes.
grind spot that
Yes.
comes after Hadum
Yep.
because these I think we can all agree that these are all pretty solid. The only ones
Yes.
that are kind of boring are Fogan's and I mean a kind of abandoned monastery, but even that has the thing with it with the bells that's pretty nice.
The
So
bells
it's
on the
like
muskin,
I don't-
dude. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
that
think-
one's
yeah,
not
I don't
boring
think-
at all. Yeah, that
I
one's
don't
cool.
think Monastery is boring at all. I'm having a lot of fun here.
no, but I'm saying like the event is like a drop that you get that you're like Frosty was saying most people are going to summon at the end of their hour, right? So that actually during the thing itself, like it's going to be a pretty standard spot unless you get the ritual thing, which
Yeah,
is
but you
cool.
get it a lot.
Here-
like that's a
here's the-
very
here's
Does
the
it
other
actually
thing.
happen frequently?
Yeah,
I
that
assumed
that
it
bell
wasn't gonna
drops
be
a
an
fucking
Yeah,
lot. And the
I
other
get
thing
3
too,
or
okay.
4 an hour sometimes.
the other thing
Oh,
that's
fair enough
interesting
then.
about that bell too is that it kind of makes you like, at least for me, I literally just ran around the rotation like, yo, spawning a bell, so if Muskin
But now you want
spawns,
to
just come.
optimize it. And
Like
be
literally
smart.
the other random people in the grind spot will just show up and help you with
Yeah.
Muskin. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, they kill
Yeah.
Muskin. And,
Well,
and no
then
one
I
really
guess
fights
Fogan's
over
is
it.
the
The
only
only thing
spot
people would
boring.
arguably fight over is if the spirit drops, who gets it.
Yeah,
But
you
you
guys-
just
we're
you
talking
just
over
don't
each
ask
other.
it, you just take it, you know?
You gotta listen to if someone's talking, not talk over each other as much. It's getting a little crazy. All right. Shit. Is there anything else? Nothing with the dungeon, right? I think we're done with the dungeon.
Yeah, I mean there's just no info, unfortunately.
Yeah. We got a new
Looks cool.
in-game boss notification. You guys use it?
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
using
yeah.
it right now.
Thoughts? Do they need to add anything to it or change it?
Works.
SQL.
Works. I found out Vel spawn in 30 minutes about
Yep.
15 about 25 minutes ago, so yeah.
I just got the notification that it spawns in 5 minutes, so it is in fact working.
The 30-minute is the worst for Vel since that one has a giant notification anyway, no? I guess if you're in Battle Arena, it doesn't. Or RBF.
Or
Yeah, I don't-
sometimes you miss it if you're just like kind of zoned out grinding. But this giant box that literally stays there until you hit the X, that kind of brings your attention to it, you know.
Really nice quality of life addition to the game. I'm surprised they didn't charge $10 for it.
It should be a Pearl item, I agree.
Should be a pro.
Pearl Abyss, we can increase...
Or
we
a
can
loyalty item for like 90,000 loyalty.
Yeah, we could increase profits. Pearl Abyss, let's do this. If we work together.
Missed opportunity, not realized.
Oh, have you guys done I don't think this is on the list, is it? No, it's not. Have you guys done your loyalty quest yet?
No, I have not. Have you?
There's
Wait,
for anyone
the
who doesn't-
guy in Velia, right?
Yes, for anyone who doesn't know, there's an event quest line right now where you can get, I think it's like 4,000 loyalties or something along those lines. Essentially, it's all really easy stuff. You turn in Dark Spirit Greeds, Boss Auras, and you have to do horse racing for one of them. If you come in 6th or higher, you only have to do it once. If you come in less than 6th, then you have to do it again. You need 5 of the seals. If you come in less than 6, you only get 1 per race. So if you come in 6 or higher, then you get at least 5. So you only have to do it once. The horse racing is strange, by the way, in case you've never done it. You have to shift gears like a fucking car for some reason. I don't know. It's really
That's not my
weird.
horse. Works.
I have experience with this because Mineria lied to me and said that the horse icon on Global Labs was a Doom horse, so I bought it and it was actually that racehorse. And to punish Mineria for lying to me, I ran all the way from Velia to Star's End on that shitty racehorse at level 1. And it is a not a Doom horse.
No, it is not.
Not a Doom horse.
It's weird. It's
dude,
very weird.
Briz got super into the horse racing. He said it's actually really fun. So I get it just depends. It's to each his own. It's not going to be for everybody, but
Different
some people
strokes,
actually
huh?
really like it.
I can definitely see why people would enjoy it, but I don't know. I'd rather just be out grinding or more so PvPing, honestly, myself. But it's
mean-
interesting. It's interesting. It's gonna take you a second to learn the controls and stuff, but it actually is fairly intuitive once you kind of get the controls down, honestly.
Yep.
So go do that quest. It starts with Morco and Velia.
They're adding Spectre's energy to Dark Rifts on Global Labs. I guess you'll have a chance to get Spectre's energy from Dark Rift.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of nice. And then the class tournament.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
We don't have a lot of details for this. All we know is so KR recently had a class tournament, and they're going to do a class tournament for NAEU as well. So basically the class tournaments are like I don't know exactly how many people was, but 16 Kunos are all going to fight each other in a bracket, 16 Meiwas all going to fight each other in a bracket, so on and so forth, to find out who's the best of each class, which I think is kind of a fun idea.
Shit, we're not gonna be able to fill out 16 Meiwas.
Yeah, you are. I'm excited to see if Nyash even gets out of the round of 16.
So practice your mirror matchups.
Practice your mirror
basically.
matchups.
They're the most aged matchups.
Yeah,
I know,
that's
I
kind of
hate
the
mirror
unfortunate
matchups.
part. That's kind of the unfortunate part is that it's all mirror matchups the whole time.
Dude, watch two Guardians fight each other, dude. It's so fun. It's like watching alligators fight, like where they're just sitting there with their mouths open, just kind of like bumping each other. It's Guardians. There's a few matchups that are hilarious to watch.
You guys remember watching like WWE or WWF, whatever you watched back in the day, like when you were a youngster?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get ready for Berserker v Berserker.
God.
Yeah, dude. Just fucking jumping, leaping each other with the suplex.
Jumping off the top ropes with the cannon and fucking grappling each other. Fucking tombstone, all that shit.
Consistently messing up their combo because they're nervous, so they never kill each other. And you just watch it over and over again. They're using Ancient Wave from across the map as chip damage. It's gonna be great.
I'm curious who's gonna go in Succession. I assume Steve is, because doesn't he just do Succession these days?
No, I think he said for that tournament that we had, the St. Jude's Children tournament, he said he went sucked, so he wasn't super tryhard.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was kind of surprised whenever I saw him in Succession, because I was like, dude, Awakening is just you win. Like, you win a round every 3 minutes, basically. Like, I don't. It's just really with the Q buff, the Awakening Q buff, it's really stupid.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Vel is now spawned.
Vel is up, people. Get to Vel. My temperatures they're holding steady. We're good so far.
This is good so far.
They're holding steady. Maybe once Vel's actually using his AoE ability, it'll shoot my
when he
temperatures up.
enrages, your computer is gonna frame out.
I'm trying to keep my temperatures cool by leaving my archer in the water. I think that helps.
Is it working?
Yeah, we're sitting at about 60 degrees Celsius right now, but I'm afraid it's gonna go up.
Get a bag of ice and put it on top of your CPU.
Just you gotta get your PC and just into the fucking tower.
I'm stuck on this wood plank.
Uh-oh.
I can't move. It's like stabbed through my character's body, and now I'm stuck forever. Oh, there we go. We got out of it. The warrior fights, dude. I'm excited to watch. I was watching. I think the finals or whatever, the final rounds were yesterday, so I gotta watch them. I think they're fun, super fun to watch. And the AOA, their new version of the AOA is very interesting. It also shows skill cooldowns.
Yeah, you were talking about that a little bit earlier, right?
Yeah, it shows some skill cooldowns now underneath their names, which is really cool. It also, oh no, I'm definitely dead. I didn't jump down in time. Oh wait, I lived. But yeah, so it shows some cooldowns, so that'll be nice for. I was talking to Armin about it. He kind of likes that for commentary, which is good. So you can actually see the names of skills if you want to double check. But it's also really cool to see. They have this new almost like a battle royale where the arena closes in on you as time goes down instead of you losing HP, which is kind of interesting.
Kind of.
And I guess you take damage. It's kind of like
for some classes.
It's kind of like Shadow Arena where you take damage if you're on the outside of it. So we'll see, dude. Every
I
class.
mean, that's it. It's good. It's good for some classes to be forced to come in. I'm just making me get closer and closer to a warrior is not pleasant experience.
Dude, you can do it. You just got to stub arrow him.
Oh yeah, easy, right?
Plus the new skill, you just fucking hit him with that. Ugh, he can't even block that one.
Yeah, the unprotected combo oriented skill.
I hope Frosty gets a heart because he's gonna need silver to recover from failing this accessory.
He doesn't need 10 billion in silver for the 1 billion of fucking enhancements.
Yes,
that
I
he's gonna
do. What are you talking about? Yes, I do. Shut up, Nyashi. I need this PA. Give me this heart. I know you're watching. Rig my thing, dude. I don't know what accessory I can do. Which one is like the most effective? I wouldn't mind. I think I might just do tongue red rings.
What's the price of?
Well, they sell for like 9 bill, which isn't that much, but they're not super expensive to buy. Like 120 bill or 120 mil each.
120 bill.
120 mil.
Impressive.
I don't know. It's gonna be rough.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Profit margin's kind of decent for that price.
Yeah, it's not like the worst thing ever. Some of the other ones are in really, really weird places. Like ogre rings are selling for like 8 bill at Tet.
Yeah, because they're like 70 mil to purchase.
Yeah. All right. So don't open your bundles. We're gonna do a countdown. We're gonna open the bundles together. Then I'm gonna do my my enhancements. Be right back. Though. I gotta use the restroom real quick.
Good lord. Nash, are you gonna do the tourney? The class tourney?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I'll die to desync. Don't worry.
Who do you think is a Meiwa that you think is going to participate in the tourney that you're going to have trouble against?
Well, I can name all the Meiwas that I know that will be in probably. Shockwhite will probably come back to the game just to play in that tourney. Vayne will play. Bunk will play. Cena will play. Who else? Wind will probably play. Snake.
All right.
Trying to think. Who else?
Ceremonial opening of the Vels. You guys ready?
Almost.
Oh,
Yep.
I gotta do this in lowest optimal. This is gross, dude.
I am ready.
All right. Here we go. Doing a countdown. God, please just cheer, character. Please just cheer. That's all I want. Even if it's a rainbow coral.
I
Make me
need
cheer.
it so that I can sell it for a Garmoth.
All right, on 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Nope.
Nothing.
This game sucks. Dude. 5 cronstones at least, though. You know what I mean? That shit's fat. It's so sad, dude. Every week, man. Same thing. Oh my god. All right, here we go. We're doing these enhancements. I'll stream this for you guys. Hopefully my computer does not explode.
So what did you buy? What did you decide on?
I think I'm gonna do tongue guard rings.
I have faith.
Oh my god. All right, come on, computer. Don't overheat. Don't overheat. You got this.
You got this. Get a pep talk it.
You can do this, computer. You can do this. Do.
Let me know before you start.
I'm getting started. It's happening.
Oh, shit.
This is going quick.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Not looking.
All right, we're starting off obviously with Pry.
Oh, wow, that kind of sucks.
I'm just gonna spend about the full bill until I can't buy another ring. Yep.
In the name of science, I have discovered if you have the weapon and then you swap to another character, it will still run out of time.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That
Yeah.
is
Also
unfortunate.
bells. Someone experimented, tried to bring a bell buff over to Heidel because he thought it'd be funny to have the mobs spawn in the city, but they don't work.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so you can spawn it anywhere?
no, it didn't work.
I'm hitting this Pry.
He tried it.
Pry's not that exciting, so I'm skipping. Oh, it failed. That's a rough start.
So exciting.
Oh no.
Brutal. It's
Oh,
like the game knew
no.
you disrespected it. And
Oh
it's just like,
no, dude.
fucked you over
Oh
right there.
no, dude. Oh my god, that is not. There's no way to, right? Okay.
Woo, man, I got nervous for you.
All right. What do
Oh,
I have here?
shit.
I got some. I guess there's 37s on here. Oh my god, dude, I hate that, dude.
Make
First
it
of all,
51.
duos always fail. This game sucks, by the way.
They do. Duo's the worst. Do 51% though.
I'm not doing 51%. We're living life on the edge, dude. I'm trying to spend. I'm just accepting that all of these failed and I lost 1 billion silver. I'm trying to make the loss as minimal as possible. I don't want to also lose a bunch of Valks, okay?
I got you.
All right, here we go. Now, actually, count me down because duo sucks.
All right, so I'm going 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Did we even explain why you're enhancing? In case people
No,
maybe
you're
don't
right.
know?
I canceled it. Explain why I'm enhancing. Go ahead, Roslar.
All right, this is punishment.
So
Uh,
yeah, we took a bet. Was it last podcast or the podcast before?
Last podcast.
Last episode, we took a bet on whether the big gold shiny preview teaser that they gave us previously was a new class teaser or not. And me and Nyashi said that we thought it was part of a class teaser. Frosty said that it was not part of a class teaser.
Yeah, there's no
He
way.
thought it was.
Has-
He thought it was the new A-coin advertisement.
yeah. The loser
Yeah.
had to enhance some stuff, and that's why Frosty is enhancing, in case, for whatever reason, you, the listener, are not aware.
All right, Nash, count me down again. Here we go.
All right, 3,
Can't even look.
2, 1, go.
Hey, we going for
man.
try.
Guys.
We getting some profit. Wait, why do you only have 478 mil? What happened?
I just bought 5 rings. Dude, the fuck? Did you not see it
Why
fail
do
the
you
prize?
only have like a bill?
Because I just finished my Zarka level 17.
Oh, okay. Nice, congrats.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. It means a lot coming from you. All right, I guess we'll do this 40 stack and Valk it up 4. Dude, try is some bullshit.
Alright, is this me or Rezlar doing it for you?
I need Roslar, yeah. This one's Roslar. I need someone with
Okay.
actual good
That's why I
luck.
was gonna get so much satisfaction.
Someone with actual good luck.
Yeah. All right, Rose. I am in the window.
40.5.
I'm ready to go. You let me know
All right,
when.
It's on go.
All
Ready?
right. Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1, go.
Roslar wants me to fail, but come on, world, don't let it happen! Ah! All right, is that enough punishment? I don't even think I have enough money to go for higher. I can only buy 3 rings.
Did you use all the rings you already bought?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was wasn't the deal that someone
Yeah,
asked
the
you
deal was
for
to go
try?
for a try, so I think that's
Yeah.
a punishment.
So that's, yeah, you did it.
All right, I failed 1 pry and the try. This game sucks.
You failed pry, got duo, and then failed try.
Someone said use the rings you have. I don't have any more rings. Those were my
The
rings.
ones on your character.
Oh, well, my rings are pen. They can't blow up. Thank God.
I think they were talking
Joke's
about
on
those
you, Chuck.
those 6 Shrine Guardian tokens in your marketplace inventory, bro.
True.
Yeah, I feel like it's not. I said I would go for something like a disto, which is why I feel like it's not punishment enough. So maybe I should do
No, you originally said tongue ring or tongue ring or something like that, right?
Did I?
I-
Tongue guard rings always
I
fail
don't-
for me.
I
That
don't
item sucks. Well, let me see what ogres are, dude. Ogres are cheap. I'll buy some ogres. Fuck this. We're getting try right now. I mean,
Oh boy.
oh, we can actually do try if this goes. Hold on.
Buys 3. Assume surprise.
Come on, dude. It's content. I don't do this every day. This is the only time I'm gonna give up this.
Swap out your set.
Yeah. Whatever this is. 1 bill. All right, Pry. I'm sorry what I said earlier. Please go. Okay, this game
Oh
sucks.
god.
All right, now I'm actually broke. Now I'm actually broke. I hate this game.
Legitimately, bro.
Wait, I could go for pride one more time. Hold on.
Oh,
Game
no.
is going to fucking
Oh no,
really...
dude, this
Frosty, I want you
game.
to know you're actually
You're having the
pulling,
same luck I had the 2 weeks
You're
ago.
actually pulling an Ayashi right now. I want you to acknowledge this.
1 for 3 on prize. Resler, leave me alone. I'm in a bad place right now. All right, wait. I need 20 mil. Oh, here we go. Perfect. We can go for duo.
We have our AFK.
We got this.
This is how broke he really is.
I'm pretty
Do you
broke
even have
right now,
enough?
dude.
Do you have enough for like your buffs and elixirs for grinding?
No, I have plenty of elixirs. We're fine, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's duo. We need a 40. So here, let's do this. What 30? We'll do this 37. Valk it up 1 time. All right, Nayashi can't be down. You seem to be good luck.
All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1, go.
Come on, big money, big money.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Ah,
Oh.
there's all my money. All right, I've definitely
Oh,
repaid my
man.
debts. My marketplace has 15 mil in it now. Okay.
That's less than Resler had on that one day. You didn't hit this.
God damn, dude, this game.
Yeah, but I also didn't just get C17 in my Zarka
True,
previous to
true.
enhancing.
No, you didn't. You did not make the
This is,
decisions necessary to get
This
C17.
is, this is an all-time low for Frosty. He's never felt this kind of pain before.
This is rough, dude. Plus, I can't even grind right after this. I got to replace the fan in my computer, and it's such an annoying fan to replace. Oh my god,
You're broke and broken all at the same time.
I really am. I really am. All right. Yeah. There's the class tourney, and then I guess just comments. You guys ready for comments?
Yeah. Since you're not in game, you can handle it, I presume.
Yeah. Since I have to close BDO to not blow up, this will work.
Yeah.
It's perfect for me.
Literally, like, it happened on the day it was needing to happen.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, this is rough. All right, so let me do this. Make it easier to see the actual comments. All right. There we go. This here. All right, we're good to go. Here we go. Scrolling to the bottom. Oh, there's a lot of comments on this one. All right. Jakey says, love the intro, Lamau. Does he love the intro or Lamau?
I'm sorry, what?
He says, love the intro, Lamau.
So
I
are
don't-
you saying that the inclusion of the Lamau makes you feel like he's being sarcastic?
Yeah, like he doesn't, like he's like,
Okay.
love
yeah,
the
you're
intro.
not quite sure.
All right, there's a comment you got to delete from McDermott. Spike Chang says, oh, you finally got a new intro. We did, Spike. Thank you for noticing. Alpha Bank says, another day, another triple stun from the Mystic. Oh, wait. I forgot there's only, I'm like, wait, dude, this is not the intro episode. But this is the first episode after the new intro, so there's probably a lot of people who haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Well, this is the
Yeah, for sure. Karen Erica says, love the new intro. Grats on the triple digit episodes. Best podcast, to be honest. Thank you very much. Corin, very nice of you to say. Roggy Bear says, servers feel really good for bartering and sailing, much less bugs when leaving the wharf and things, or leaving from wharf and things. That is true. The Black Spirit board game is the biggest change. You know, being able to see the dice rolls, nutty. Zibas says, Musa grab incoming. Fingers crossed,
Nope.
man. Mr. Nice Guys says, EU servers still suck. Lyra says, happy to see Nayashi as part of the intro. Yeah, it's a limited promotion.
It's a limited.
it's an event.
Bastion.
Yeah, it's an event for the server transfers. It's only for a couple weeks. When the drop event wears off, so does Nayashi's part in the intro.
Oh my yes.
I'm really sad that I didn't just get a TED accessory right now, by the way. I'm trying to play it cool, but I'm really upset. Ambitious Panda says, disliked for Meiwa talking about one skill for 20 minutes plus. Yeah. Yeah, Nayashi.
I talked about one skill. For
He
10
gets
minutes.
excited. Whenever there's a new skill, he gets really excited to talk about how much he loves it, but won't play that version of the class. So it's exciting. Kenichi Sai says day 2 of the new intro still fire. I was hoping that the new mystic skill was a movement one that's maybe iframe so we can have a safe disengage. Infinite fortitude plus dash is non-reliable. Escape mechanism once you blow all your shards with engaging. Kind of disappointed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm only like half with you. I kind of wish Wolf's Frenzy would get redesigned. Just make it not do damage and not have a CC and make it just an iframe. Be kind of interesting. But I don't know. I actually don't think the disengage is that big of an issue. It's just that once you've engaged, you don't really do any damage. So I don't know. Ezra EB, here's to not getting another new intro until 4-digit numbers. Cheers, guys. Damn. The next intro is going to be on episode 1000.
Oh my god.
Brian Quinn says, hey, I'm friends with Evil Do Us Harm in IRL. If you're interested in having him on the show, I can talk to him about it. Rizzo, you know Evil Do Us Harm?
I don't want to sound rude, but who?
Yeah, I don't either. I actually don't know who that is.
I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude. I just legitimately don't know who that is. That a YouTuber? Because I don't watch a lot of video YouTubers, honestly.
I'm really good friends with someone named Damn It's Bear. I could see if I could get him on.
I don't think
IRL.
we want him on.
He does. He's a YouTuber. He does beginner stuff. People are saying.
Okay.
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
I don't watch a
Evil Do
lot
Us
of
Harm.
video YouTubers, so that's no offense to him. I just don't know. I don't watch a lot of YouTube content creators.
He's offended.
I think I'd rather have Amortat on before Bear.
Dude,
honestly.
Amortat would be so funny to have on because he's so angry. He'd be so entertaining. He's so
No, we
you
should
know
have
it, Nayasha.
Poseidon.
You know he's so angry.
Every time we bring up like Guardian Balance, yeah, he would fucking flip his shit.
Wait, we should have Poseidon on. Talk about the Musa skill. What's his take on the Musa skill, Frosty? He has to have given it to you already.
He's mad because all right, so he likes the Musa skill, but his stance is that he knows for sure it's gonna get nerfed down to nothing before it comes out.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter as long as it keeps the fucking accuracy bonus and it's super armor. You can use it in between.
Yeah, does he think they're gonna
Like, what's
change
the
accuracy on it?
It
Like,
literally
He
doesn't matter.
thinks it's gonna do no damage. Super armor will be removed, and the accuracy will be changed down to 1 or 2%.
oh.
He also gets mad. He's like,
That
everyone.
there is no precedent that suggests that would happen. Literally
Yeah.
none.
I don't know, dude. Look at
Actually, Musas don't work on precedent. They work on their feelings.
I mean, you're not wrong. They're the snowflakes of BDO, but Jesus.
I think that he also is mad. Like everyone's calling it like a strong skill, and he's like, dude, how can any of you guys say it's a strong skill? Look at your busted kits in every other class. So
What?
you know.
It's like I play shy. Yeah, dude, fucking busted.
You know, it'd be an interesting idea, Rez, is having on. What if we one day brought on 2 of the same class to have a discussion that have kind of opposite points of view?
Ooh, that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, I'll send you some DMs that are just pictures of me with no clothes on, and you tell me what you think.
What?
Brian, seriously says they'll probably remove an awakening skill. See this? See, here it is, Nyashi. He says they'll probably remove an awakening skill from Musa instead of giving him a new one.
Oh my god.
There it is. It doesn't matter if there's precedence, dude. This is how they all feel. Dude, I had a massive rant about Musas the other day. I actually got so tilted and triggered. I went on this whole rant about how Musas are complaining about the new skill, how it doesn't do enough damage, because the thing that tilts me the most is that this is exactly what they have been asking for years. Exactly, verbatim. This Musa patch would be like if a Meiwa patch came out and they were like, hey, we're giving Sleet Steps iframe, and Nyashi was like, nope, not good enough, doesn't do enough damage. It's just like,
Well, I mean,
what
if
are you
Sleet
guys
Steps did
talking
damage,
about?
That would be that'd be crazy.
Exactly, that's how silly it is. So
But yeah,
I
I
lost it,
understand,
dude.
I understand.
I got super triggered, and I couldn't believe it. Musas, the average Musa, not all Musas, I have to clarify.
Hashtag not all Musas.
Not all
Hashtag
Musas.
Not all
I
Musas.
asked this to Hemo the other day because he thinks the skill's interesting. He's a Musa, and it's not all Musas, but there are Musas complaining a lot about this skill, about how it
Yeah.
doesn't do enough damage, not fast enough, should be a nuke, bigger AoE, should have been a protected CC, all these other things. If you are like Vexus in chat right now, he says as a Musa it brings 0 cons, just adds to our kit. So if you're Vexus or you're Hemo and you look to your right and you look to your left and you see your fellow Musas on Reddit and Discord, are you proud of what you see when you look at them? I want to
So,
know. When you look over and you see an often Liber Musa that's saying they don't have enough accuracy and this skill isn't good enough, are those the people that you feel like, yes, we're brothers in this? Let's go. Let's move forward together. I don't think you should be. I think you should be ashamed.
So a couple of the comments Mina posted that were Moose's complaining. This one says that they need to remove the second part of the animation and add damage to it. Also, why strikers get 10% down attack damage? They should give that to Musa as well. I like that one.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then there was this one. Reduce the animation length or increase the damage. And then they say that if they don't do that, it'll only be used to self-buff out of combat. Yeah, that's I think that's kind of the point, my guy.
Dude, my favorite, there was a Dark Knight one. There was a Dark Knight one that said for the Dark Knight skill that they need to make the ability, change it from frontal guard to iframe and give it a CC. And I'm like,
Bold.
huh?
Bold.
Huh?
That
And
is
they
a
were like,
bold
and if you're
opinion.
not gonna make it iframe, then fine, just give it a CC, make it frontal, increase the damage, and speed it up. I'm just like, oh my god. People are crazy.
That is a bold opinion to have, you know?
Yeah. Is what it is, dude. All right. Filler Up Premium says, when do you think they'll stop making classes? What number? Nova and Guardian are so similar looking. I don't think they're going to stop. I think they're going to keep making classes. I still think that the variety is good. Just in our opinions, I think everyone would feel a lot better about all these new classes coming in, even at the rate they're coming in, if they were also making sure none of the classes are falling behind in performance in PvE and PvP. You know? If everyone felt like, yeah, no, that's fine, there's new classes. Like for example, in League of Legends, there's like 150 classes. And Nunus are not feeling that bad that they're adding new classes. All right? Nunus feel completely fine that they're adding new classes. Sorry, I know League players don't like them being called class. I mean champions. Sorry.
Yeah. They're probably never going to stop making classes until the game like actually just dies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're just going to keep pumping them out because I mean, it's content. It gets people to come back to the game. I mean, literally, like, you know, Lazy Peon made a video about him coming back to the game and trying out Nova and saying that it was fun. And that generates a lot of traffic and a lot of profit for them. You know, just having a pretty good YouTuber with a good sized community like that, like coming to the game and, you know, or coming back to the game, that is, I should say. Right, because he's made videos trashing BDO in the past. I mean, who hasn't? If you've played BDO, you probably trashed it at some point or another. And then here he is coming back to the game and saying, like, holy crap, this is a lot of fun, you know? And that generates a lot of traffic and a lot of income. So there's just no reason for them to stop making classes. There's no incentive. There's no reason.
I'm timing out Bear in chat. He says, except Frosty, always PA simp. Ambitious Panda says, console finally got Stars End on March 3rd, but no Caphras, LOL. Yeah, they announced that the Caphras are coming in March. I completely forgot. I should have announced this. We do have console listeners. Consoles, congratulations to Stars End. You have Distos, Lord of Warfare, you know him, Rez, already has Tet Distos.
I'm well aware.
Yeah,
he's already came to my stream and talked about it.
RNG carried. They are getting Caphras stones by the end of the month. However, it comes with a caveat. They are capped at C5 for their pen.
Yes.
Items.
Yeah.
So random,
you know,
but
gear gap.
interesting. Kind of funny, but random, but really funny. I feel bad. They were given a pretty like elaborate roadmap that kind of explains a bunch of stuff coming. So they actually have a lot coming down the road. So they have a lot to look forward to. Consoles in a interesting place with the new versions of consoles helping performance a lot, with them getting their mobs back finally, and now they have Star's End, and they're gonna get Secrea soon, and Caphras. At least they have stuff to look forward to. Alexandra LaFortune says, for Witch and Wizard New Awakening skill, there are a few options. Both of them could get backwards mobility akin to Dark Knight. This is likely. It's always fun reading these in retrospect. Both could get a direct mobility skill. This is unlikely. We could see more protected damage burst. Maybe Wizard needs it. Overall, I don't see such a skill in either of them, since the other problems of the class will persist. It's very likely. We could see a quick combo skill for small skill, a stiff or knockdown type, which would like it more. Down smash damage combo skill, very likely for Witch. A good grapple for Witch with knockdown. It's my hope, but not very likely. Yeah. Well, you got 2 ranged lightning bolts. That's kind of like a grab. Genesis.
I mean, if they have no guard anymore, I mean, you might as well just say they were grabbed, because they're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cash Crook is. I wanted to mention this too, because a lot of people have been saying this, that Star's End is so overcrowded. People are literally 3-man grinding it like a trees group on console.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They're like 2-man, and 3-man groups, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Ah, man. the console players.
Poor
That's
console
rough.
players.
That's
dude.
really rough.
Genesis Johnson says, in regards to Adventure Lookup, are you really surprised about the Alex Jones of the Value Pack is paranoid about it? I am not. No. He was saying earlier that they're breeding babies out of frogs or something like that. So he's all sorts of crazy.
Wait, me or Alex Jones?
Huh? What do you mean, you or you?
You or you?
Mike H says, so glad you guys are still going. Heart, I was at Fogan's when you started. That seems ages ago. I have no reference for what that means. Where are you now? Did you make it back to Sangrain Bazaar? He was just running through the desert when we began, and now he finally made it back to town.
He's been lost this whole time.
I don't even think new players grind at Fogan, so that must have been a long, long time ago. James Dota says, what song in the background like the chugging on the guitar? The song is called Glory by Hello Stranger. It is an unreleased song. I did tell my band about it, but I was hesitant to tell them that it was in the intro. But I did tell them, and they were saying that was really cool, and I was showing them some of the comments, and they were laughing. They loved the 100 years later, Frosty's band has failed and still no new intro comment.
Dude, I was going through, I forget why, but I was going through and looking at some of y'all's videos on YouTube, and it was so funny seeing people in the comments of your band's YouTube videos like, "Where's Frosty? Which one's Frosty?"
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And then Sphero commented on one of them. He was like, "This is my jam" or something like that. I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" People from the podcast are commenting on the band's YouTube videos.
I know my because they don't really. I mean, they play video games occasionally, but stuff like console like party games. And
yeah,
my singer sent me a comment, like a screenshot of a comment once that was like, "Oh my god, love listening to this while smashing mushrooms for SP." And he was like, "Does this mean something?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't think that's directed towards me. I think that's directed towards you, man. You tell me what it means. I have no idea."
Do they know that like your name like online is Frosty?
Yeah,
so anything that says Frosty is referring to you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's pretty fucking funny though. Smashing mushrooms.
I know, because
they can be taken way out of context.
Yeah, smashing mushrooms for SP. It's like, what? Is this guy high or what? I don't know what that means.
He is literally tripping right now commenting on this video.
James Dota. Oh, sorry, I already answered that one. Triconnect says, I guess Witcher need SA movement in this case can be additional damage. Knowing PA, they will get an iframe on movement, SA on damage. As for Archer, I'd love something like block jump, something to simply TP me behind an enemy and CC from there, sort of like hash tornado behind opponent. I'd like Warrior and Ninja or some other classes to get something spammable actually for PvE that is totally dog shit for PvP. Well, you basically got none of what you wished for there. I
close
think
though.
The Archer
really
skill is good, but you want block jump on Archer? That is an interesting request.
actually fucking crazy.
Then on Kuno, I want Luthorgan's Call and is it Piercing Light? Whatever the charging one is.
Yeah, Piercing Light.
Titan Squirrel says, I love my GF to death, but she talked literally the whole time you guys were live, so I get to listen again at work. Don't tell her I said so, please. Edit at 3:08:55 from the Maywa who brought you Kaffers. It's the BDO TCG, just like Hearthstone. I don't know what half of that means, but I'm sure Nayasha was mispronouncing everything, and it was great.
Probably.
Late Night says, have we confirmed that Reslar is in the intro? There's a question, but no answer. We don't know yet. We're still investigating.
There's a question. That's actually pretty fucking. That's funny. It's actually really funny.
Something Void says, please make the new Awaken skills for Warrior and Guardian be so bad that they have to lock it and they automatically die if they use it. Warriors and Guardians would argue that it's close to what you just said, so you might have got your wish.
Don't give him any reason why they can complain about anything.
Kiru TH says the value pack. Kiharu TH says the value pack 101. What have we learned today? Wait, I don't know. What are these things? LSEP? I'm confused. I think he made a joke here, but it's like I only see wingdings, so I don't know what the joke is. Value pack 101 LSEP. What have we learned today? And then it says LSEP. Joke aside, I'm playing on console, and here's some info about the BDC roadmap for the first half of the year directly from Jessic Jang, the game designer or game design director. Prioritize closing the gap between console and PC. All right. March 3rd, they got Stars on Black Star main hand. They're getting Kaffris at the end. It says C10 will be unlocked around September, October, C20 in March 2022. That's actually crazy. Later in March, Life Skill Mastery.
I'm sorry, did you just say... Sorry, my brain was processing what you just said. Did you... Sorry, pause, rewind.
The roadmap says
did you
C20.
Just say the...
Yes. C20 is being unlocked in March 2022. That's
Why?
Well, they need time to get Kaffir stones, dude.
I just don't understand.
Well, some people's controllers and joysticks fuck up and they can't play for long stretches, so they can't catch up to people that are already
Like,
ahead.
this whole thing about the gear gap just doesn't make sense. There's always going to be a gear gap. All that's going to happen is on March whatever, 2022, there's going to be people that are instantly C20 while everyone else is still, like, C3 and C4. Like, you literally are not going to be able to get rid of a gear gap. It's not possible. Stop with this weird fucking rationing out of content on console. It makes no sense.
Bear was laughing. He was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why don't people give a fuck about my gear gap and how people are way ahead of me no matter how much I grind? I don't know. Yeah, I guess whatever. This will solve everything.
Doesn't Bear just blow up his gear and that's what happens?
They're also getting the tag system in April. And then Underwater Ruins and Paddocks in May.
No, they get to start transitioning to full Suck Wizard status
bartering
when the transfer system happens.
All sorts of stuff, yeah. Says looking forward to the next lecture. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't understand the first couple things. It just shows me wingdings. I don't know what you were saying. Savarin Troon says it shouldn't show creation dates under the new guild pages. Just put a considerable fee on the black robe, 2,500k, and 50 energy per attempt adds up when you're checking dozens of names to try to grief like a spastic. Just in Guild Wars 2, we had an API key we could use to share chosen information, characters, quests, inventory, gear with a link. It was highly customizable and overall a great feature for getting into sweatier raids and shit. If BDO could mimic it somehow, it'd be far more interesting and useful than what we currently have. Yeah, true. I know console's already prepared. You're right, Goblin. Console should just release BDO Classic on console so they can all start over together. Mayo Knight says, normally Frosty is the most reasonable person on the podcast to me, but he took some L's this week. Reslar is 100% correct about the adventure search function needing to be private by default. Even if the data is completely 100% useless, like the number of times the account has pressed R during gameplay, they still shouldn't be publicly releasing user data without explicit consent. I'm sure there actually was consent in the TOS, to be honest. In this case, though,
Yeah,
the data is
probably.
far from useless. Family names and character names almost certainly count as personal data under the definition of Article 4 of the GDPR. So while there may or may not be many exploits in the game for using this data, it could very well be a legal issue in the EU. I'm not a lawyer or an expert, so I'll refrain from making any claims about it, illegal or anything in nature, just pointing out that there are more issues in the play, whether or not it can be exploited for game purposes. Also, Frosty, for goodness sake, Gene Luke, never has the Pickard facepalm meme been so relevant. Gene Luke. I don't know what he's
Not sure.
referring to.
Not sure I'm not cultured enough.
Yeah, I highly doubt that it's a legal issue in EU, and yeah, I don't know. It's your in-game public character name that everybody can see. Like, it's literally in public. Like, it's.
I mean, it starts getting to be like weird when you consider like if it's something that could potentially affect a streamer's like livelihood and income, for example. But how?
I mean,
You
you,
don't get their-
you could disagree.
weirdest-
You could
Here's the
disagree
thing.
with it. You could disagree with it, but like, I don't think it's a legal issue.
Here's the thing
Yeah.
that's just not in the US, but in the EU, it actually could possibly be. Me and Adri were talking about it the other day, actually. But here's the thing that I'm just like so confused about. We wouldn't even be having this conversation if it was just private by default. Like, how is it not private by default? I just don't. That seems like just such like an obvious, like simple thing to do. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just strange.
Because then they, no one would be able to find each other. If you really want to make yourself private, you got to go do it manually. I don't know.
Yeah,
It is
go-
weird.
go-
The whole thing is weird.
Go to your profile, set your stuff as private so you don't feel offended anymore. I think that's the easiest thing to do. It probably should be private by default, but go make it private so it's not that. You'll be all right. Be all right. I don't know enough about GDPR, but BDO Frey is saying it's about personal identity, data, name, address, gender, etc. And then MDK says it's probably complicated. If data can be found bound to you as a person, it could fall under GDPR anyway. It would have to go to court and even reach a verdict, so it probably won't happen.
But how? How is it going to be bound to you as a person? That's my only question.
Well, I don't
Like,
know. I guess if you're
there's no-
putting your first and
there's no
last name as your
IP
character names, I'm not really
Your
sure.
IP address isn't attached to your account, except from Pearl Abyss's point of view, whether they can actually see that information. So I don't see how anything identifies you personally.
I don't know. John
Unless
says
you are blatantly like, giving your own personal information over your platform. That would be the only way. But even still, that doesn't matter. Like, that's you doing that. Anyways, go on.
Talus Acceptum says, I apologize for the long comment. I'm about to be picky and nitpicky about my class because it excites me to think about the possibilities. I hope I am not let down. Okay, here we go. I'm a lawn main. I think it's pretty cool, but I still have my thoughts on it. When they announced every class is getting an awakening skill, I was kind of stumped when I thought about lawn. They're supposed to help the class with specific issue the class has according to what I think I read, but I don't think Awakening Lawn really needed anything. The classes kit has everything it needs for the niche class it fills, but I feel like the skill will be a happy addition. I also used to be a shitter who wished it was Frontal Guard or something instead, but I'm coming around to the idea that it's probably really hard to land a new CC. With that being said, there's some features I'd like to see from it. I feel like the way to cancel immediately into the second hit would be really nice. Okay, they added that. Especially, they added... So this comment was before we got Global Labs. Especially as a skill to use towards the end of a combo for that down smash and good damage. I think it'd be cool, but probably too strong if I could use it from Pre-Awakening 2. Can't remember if it could be used from Pre-Awakening now. I probably can't. And it can be hotbarred too, so maybe. There's already some Awakening skills you can use in Pre-Awakening. If the lock Pre-Awakening skill at the same key input, and I think it would be cool if this skill worked the same way. It's the same input as Salpuri Purge, but Lon always hotbar Salpuri and Awakening anyways. I've always wanted the flow to fur called Dancing with Death to work the same way, but I know how strong that would be. The class is very strong, and I always appreciate new options. Thank you for coming to my TEDx talk. Well, there you go.
So,
yeah.
Mina is she's saying that account names are actually considered personal data under GDPR, is what she's saying. But she also says, in theory, you can't give it out, but I'm fairly certain it won't be too much of an issue. So we'll see. Probably nothing will come of it. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah, I mean, why? I mean, here's the thing. Like, I feel like Pearl Abyss knows, since the original like Cacao office is in EU. Like, they probably know that, right? Like, that's something you would know. It's like if just
You would
general
think.
people would know that. I have a feeling they wouldn't do it if they thought there was any risk. And there's also a million other games that also do it. So
I mean, this is a company that brings in billions of dollars a year with this IP. Like they're gonna have a legal team that knows how to, deal with that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
they're not
plus
gonna do anything that would be a risk or cause some sort of major issue with their IP. If we're being honest.
yeah. Well, BDO phrase saying account names are not listed. You can't get that info from the website. Yeah, I guess you have to know the account name, right? Let me just check this so we know. Let me see if I just search an adventure character name. I mean, if you search a character name, does it not? Let me see. What is one of my character names? Frosty Circles. Oh, it does. There we go.
Oh my god, really?
No, it shows my account name. If you know the character name. Video phrase. So I don't know. I guess it depends on like how you're looking at it or what. I don't know what you mean by it doesn't show the family name. Or do you mean it doesn't show the email association?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you mean. No, I guess I guess maybe not. Maybe what Mina is thinking of, Rez, is your actual like account that you use to log in. Like if it showed your actual account details, then it would be
That
under
would be a huge problem.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do that, so.
Right. Got you. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it doesn't show that. 100% does not show that. You're right. So I guess family name in this sense could be looked at as a character name. Tim's
Account name.
Tim says, "Did Hamzy die again? Ha ha ha, I'm dead, metaphorically speaking."
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Daz says, Awakened casters desperately need some mobility. Sure, they're strong and large scale, but that doesn't matter much when you're trying to protect your spot and are hard countered by every competent class and can be deleted effortlessly by a brain dead grab monkey. Hell, even removing split teleport from Suck Wizard and giving it to both Awakened casters would be a nice start. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Battle Hot Dog says about the new launch skill. Just the fact that it's a bound makes me not want to use it as a CC catch. We have a shit ton of protected CCs, so risking to die for a bound makes no sense. The skill is slow and doesn't fit in a combo at all. It does actually fit in combos now. The first hit deals no damage. Second hit kind of bursts. The down smash is as unreliable as Fur. Yeah, it's just a normal, applies the normal rules. That means you get it once every blue moon. I'm still convinced the lawn can't double DS because there's a bug or something. Anyway, the skill doesn't fit into any combo because it's less damage than any DPS skill we have, and those are protected. I think you got to sit with Nihilus. Nihilus is breaking down and testing out some like combinations and skills and uses for the skill, and he found it to be actually really, really good. The fact that you can actually cancel the shitty part now makes it usable in 1v1s. I can see it after a KD combo is the last skill, which you shouldn't use because adamantines, or after bleeding your first skill in a combo for a quick nuke re-CC. Still unprotected, so probably only usable in 1v1s. About the new Tamer skill, I'm pretty new to Tamer, so maybe has an in-depth knowledge and knows more possible application for this, but the only use seems to be to get the accuracy buff in a combo, because you get 15% accuracy self-buff if you chain the new skill with Beast Rampage. Not sure if Tamer needed more accuracy, and another unprotected DPS skill. Protected DPS skill for Node Wars would have made more sense. I'm with you on the Tamer stuff. I'm not with you on this because I really think the fact that you can move backwards quickly with it means you can get behind someone and move the other way, like similar to Stigma. I mean, you could feel like you don't want that personally, but I do think that other people are going to find ways to use that. I don't know. We'll see. Some creative lawns will figure it out, I'm sure. But it actually has a lot of cancels and ways to chain together. So even if you only like the last hits, you can just use the last hits. Dark Shadow says Frenzied Strikes for Warrior. That's the other thing too. I have to point out Battle Hot Dog is like all of your skills right now are protected damage. So like just getting more protected damage, like saying like you can't use this in Node War, it's only good for 1v1s is like, I don't know. It's like kind of weird because you didn't really need more protected damage anyway. So it would have been redundant. I'm not really sure if you're saying you needed protected damage or not, but like, I don't know, protected. I agree though, bound is kind of shitty. Dark Shadow, Frenzied Strikes for Warrior does not have any skill add-ons, and it does have a core version, however. Wonder why it doesn't have skill add-ons. I mean, there's a few random skills that don't. Yeah, I wonder if the new skills are going to get add-ons.
Yeah, that's still a question for sure.
Eumenidai says, guys, what's the reason Garmoth's Nest Battlefield is so empty? Love the show. Keep being so funny. Nayashe is my unlimited supply of meme material. Why do you guys think that Garmoth is empty?
The Suck Wizard exists.
I think it's a combination of you can't hide from ranged damage, and Garmoth itself is really annoying. I also think people with lower end PCs have a hard time running that RBF because the Garmoth effects and stuff kind of mess your frames up.
Yeah, I think probably
It was unfortunately just a failed design.
Garmoth is probably the main thing that people don't like about it. It's just kind of annoying. He doesn't really pose any like direct threat. The only threat is that he's going to knock you down and get you killed. He doesn't actually very often kill you himself. So it's just kind of more of an annoyance than an actual like thing that you need to be consciously aware of. So it's just kind of annoying. And then yeah, the flat ground. I actually don't mind the flat ground, but I can definitely see why people don't like it. I don't know. When you have something like the original RBF map, it's like yeah, there's walls to hide behind, but then there's also like wizards that can get on top of those walls, and then what do? You just kind of have to walk away. So it's plus and minuses all around. I don't know. Ultimately, I think a lot of people just prefer the new updated old map, honestly.
Yep.
Which like since the changes, it actually isn't that bad. Like the open field in front of the one spawn is pretty good, and then they changed the whole fuck, what side is it? South side, I think, got changed like entirely. So it's a lot better than it used to be for sure. But I mean, if there were more people RBFing, then maybe people would do Garmoth RBF, but RBF is dead at the moment because suck wizards. So
someone's saying what RBF with an Akhman temple map. I actually think that would be super fun. Like you know how there's like multiple rooms, like if every time you died you just spawned in a completely random area.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool because that going up and down that damn like
until suck wizards just sit at the top of the staircase and just
Yeah.
Well, imagine this though. Imagine it was like only 20, I don't know, maybe 25 people at most could go in, and it actually was a deathmatch, no teams. So it's just completely free for all. And you're just like running through that map. That would actually be kind of fun. Yeah, and it just random spawns you every time you die. But the problem is don't make it 10 channels. Please just make it like 3. Make it feel limited.
Most people would be down for any sort of like more like ways to PvP, right? Than just
they just need to make sense. Like
all we have right now is RBF and Node Wars, and then open world stuff.
I still don't know why they haven't done like a capture the flag type thing or a capture territory by like holding the position and gaining points that way.
You'd think something that was done in literally every other MMO in existence would have that.
There's plenty of options available to them. Like, I just don't know why they haven't considered, or I'm sure they've considered, but then just
because like the one thing that I think is really cool about the Garmoth map is like the vases. Like I actually really like that aspect of it. That's a really cool thing. Like go in that direction, because that's really cool.
Yeah. Dude, now Artania is making me think because he said jail map. My same idea, or that same idea from Akhman but in Pilaku actually would probably be more interesting.
Can you stack your bells?
You can use more than one, yeah, at once.
Also, why is there not like, I don't know, like
Is it worth it?
I mean, you get double the mobs.
hindsight 2020, but like one of the things that like New World and Ashes and a bunch of like newer MMOs are doing is like these things where like mobs attack towns, and like that'd be a really cool like event to happen. Like imagine if you're just like chilling in Velia, like making some beer or something or whatever you're doing, and then it's like
Yeah.
getting overran by mobs and you have to like kill mobs in it and stuff. And like it's actually like a cool little event that like drops you a decent amount of like, goods, you know?
I think it would be sick if one day you're fighting like a normal Nuver out in the desert and just randomly from the sand, Vel comes out and swallows Nuver whole, and like you have to fight an on-land Vel.
Sandvale,
my
dude.
God.
Yeah.
Sandvale.
And then Tristan Crow says, "I'm Reslar," and then he puts a laughing emoji.
I was talking about this with my guild a while back, and I don't remember if we talked about this. The next zone we're thinking is going to be the snow zone, right?
100%. No, we're thinking it's confirmed.
So I don't remember if we talked about this or not. Do you guys think there's going to be a snow ghillie suit? And if there is, are you going to buy it?
I feel like if
Yes.
you just dye your ghillie suit white, it becomes a snow ghillie suit, doesn't it?
Nope. It's not the same. Gotta have both.
Like, what would it be made out of? Like fox fur?
I mean,
Yeah.
if
Probably.
you dye your regular ghillie suit brown, does it become a desert ghillie suit?
yes.
I mean, by that logic, then yes, sure.
Those are
but
so. I mean, having both of them. I mean, the only difference is the style. Like they'll probably. I don't know if it looks really cool. I guess I'll probably get baited in and buy it.
But also, are they gonna give it some? Because like the desert camouflage
Yeah,
has
frostbite
like
reduction.
resistances or whatever. So is it gonna
Frostbite
have?
reduction.
Yeah, is it gonna have frostbite resistance? And is that worth like purchasing? I guess it depends on how much the frostbite hurts.
It's so random, dude. The freaking grass one gives you gathering. I don't know why the desert one doesn't give you digging. +1
Well,
digging, dude.
Digging has a history.
They
Yeah,
don't want to revisit it.
They have a bad history with digging. They don't want to talk about it.
Right. My pen digging shovel. And that's it. That's the end of the show. We made it. Lots of cool new stuff in the game. Lots of cool new stuff coming. New class, new awakening skills. Hopefully we get all that stuff around the same time so it doesn't feel like we're waiting forever. And that's all. I don't know. You want to close this out, Rez? I think that's all we got. I got to put this fan in my computer before it explodes.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching/listening. Hopefully you enjoyed. Check out our individual Twitch streams, twitch.tv/SoFrosty, Nyashi_NA, and NotReslar. All those links can be found in the description. Hopefully everybody is enjoying the Hadum servers. Console, you'll get it eventually. And yeah, everybody take it easy, and we'll catch y'all next week.